Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Co-Optional Podcast on the 8th of March 2016. Podcast!
Oh!
Yes! Oh! There we go.
What a lovely day it is today.
Sure is.
I mean, yeah, sure, why not? We got the whole office of jokers here. That's
I
lovely.
know. Gerard,
Yeah.
is the burrito goof happening? Are we gonna do the burrito goof for real?
I'm down for that.
Okay, great. Watch out for the burrito goof.
I don't know what that means.
Watch out for the burrito goof, everybody. Now you can't leave. Even if this is super boring in the first hour, you're gonna be like, I gotta know what the fucking burrito goof is.
Oh yeah, it's important to know what the burrito bit is.
You gotta know. You gotta stick around and find out what it's gonna be.
Oh yeah,
And it's gonna be really worth it.
worth it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Co-Optional Podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Our special guest today, here, I'm just going to take over. Our special guest today is none other than Gerard, the Completionist.
Hey everyone, I'm Gerard the Completionist. Thank
Oh
you
my
for
god,
having me.
stop. You're the worst.
Come on, Jesse. Come on.
Jesse, bad
Come on.
manners.
You know, I could just walk. The benefit of us being
Door's
in the
locked.
same...
Door's locked.
Is
Get
it
a
locked?
key. Get a key, bro.
I have a key. I have a key. Don't test
Get a
me.
key, bro.
I can just walk into your office.
Get a key.
I got a key.
Are you the key master?
I have one.
I have
Master.
squirt.
Again?
Squirt.
That wasn't
Two
funny
in a
the
row.
first time, you know.
Squirt. I've come to enjoy it.
Remember that billboard that we saw? Well,
Oh
wasn't
my
it,
god.
Wasn't it
What
Squirt?
was that?
Squirt.com? Or was it
No,
just
it
called
was-
Go Squirt? Or
Maybe
Squirt
it's
Go?
Squirt. It was literally like, are you looking to hook up? Like,
Do you want some dongs?
yeah,
Go to
it had
GoSquirt.com.
It had two half-naked men. It was great. And it was
It
like,
was
you want to hook
amazing.
up?
It was like right in the middle of LA. We were like, well,
We're like, someone get photos of that, because it is amazing.
it was good. It's good stuff. Anyway, Gerard,
Yeah,
what
what's
is it
up?
that you do on your channel? Who are you? Who's the man?
Yeah, what do you do exactly?
Behind
'Cause
the
none of
camera.
us here know. None of us here know what you do.
It's true. I don't even know what I do. I complete a game a week. Have a review show. It's man versus game. Complete a game in a week. That's what I do. I also have a Let's Play channel called Super Beer Bros, where me and Alex have a fun time playing games, as well as I have a boy band called Big Bad Bosses. We do video game villain original songs. That's out now. Our album's called Power Overwhelming. You can check it out on all that fun stuff, and that's what I do.
Allthatfunstuff.com.
Allthatfunstuff.com. Go Squirt.
Go squirt.
Slash home.
Go slash squirt.
Squirt. Yep.
So how you doing, TV? Everything good over
It's
there?
been great so far, actually. If you wouldn't mind just keep doing this for the next 3 hours, and then I could just fuck off and play Clash Royale, then that's cool.
Oh my
No.
god. We can't go into Clash Royale
We
yet.
will be, but we're not going
Or
into it yet.
can we?
Because we have to shout out to our sponsor this week, crunchyroll.com/TotalBiscuit. That is crunchyroll.com/TotalBiscuit for unlimited anime. Yeah. There'll be an
Yes.
ad later, narrated by the wonderful Octopimp, who's just mostly yelling at you for a minute.
Oh my gosh, he's so great. What a
But
weed.
we are contractually
The best
obligated
weed.
to speak about anime for 3 minutes. Dodger, what you been watching on Crunchyroll this week?
There is a short form anime that I think a lot of you will find to be super weird. It's
Okay.
called Oji-san and Marshmallow, and
Naturally.
it's about like an older dude who's working at an office building and a lady who works in the same office building who's trying real hard to bone him. It's great. It's great. He's just like doing his thing, and then there's this hot lady who constantly eats marshmallows who's just like, yo, you want to touch butts? And he's like, madam, madam, what? And it's actually like quite adorable and weird. Super weird, but also adorable. Also, there's another short form called Secco Boys about a boy band that's entirely statues. Do it.
Sure.
Get on Crunchyroll for all this and more.
I do need to check out that Airsoft anime, where someone randomly ends up in a BB gun club. I'm just
Oh my
curious
God!
to see how it
Yes!
goes down.
That one is great. Oh, how to X Machine Gun.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like,
Fantastic.
There's
I wanna know how
anime
accurate it
for
is.
Everything.
It
There
has
really
it
is.
has one of my favorite tropes in it, which is a girl who's constantly mistaken for a boy. And it's just fantastic. I love it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Available on
Anime.
Crunchyroll.com.
Anime!
Along with many other things. You should
also-
still watch the live-action Death Note, just to piss off my wife.
Yeah, if we could make that #1 on Crunchyroll, that would be great.
It's been number
Most
one on
watched.
live action for a while, actually, I think. So
yes.
I don't think that's a new thing, but the
Jesse,
salt
what
is
we-
definitely real.
What were we going to say, Jesse?
You could also just go watch Destroy All Monsters, because that's on there too.
Oh,
That's
it is,
better-
actually.
that's-
There is
that's be-
actually some
that's
old
better.
school Godzilla stuff available now.
Better than all that. Go watch Destroy All Monsters. It's
Destroy
better
All
than-
Monsters is fucking
Destroy All
amazing. You kidding me?
Monsters.
It's great.
Go watch that instead.
I used to collect those old ones on VHS, actually. And they were great. They have Godzilla vs. Megalon on there.
They have all of them. They have Ultramans.
They don't have
Bro.
all of them. I wish they did, but
Bro, they got Ultramans. They got the Shinobi girls on there. Bro, go watch the live action stuff. That anime, that's for Dodger. If you want to see the live action, they got that on there. So go
I
watch
have
that.
a question.
I think
TV,
that, yes.
you have new emotes
I
on your
do.
Twitch, and one of them is a goose that's wearing a top hat. Would you
He's a
like to
goose.
explain? Because you came
From
into
the
my
last
chat yesterday.
animation.
You don't need an explanation. You're the one who's been breeding
Yeah.
geese.
Yeah, you breed geese.
You told us. You breed geese. You have a goose
breed
farm with
geese.
Laura. You're those
Just
weird
like-
geese people.
Just like came into my chat yesterday and just spammed geese emotes and then left.
Yeah, pretty much.
God damn it.
Wouldn't you if you had a goose emote? Like,
I would have, yeah.
And now the chat is appropriately
full of
filling
geese.
it with
There we go.
geese.
Full of geese.
I don't
yeah.
see the
Geese
problem.
breeding.
yep.
Kick them
We've
all
been-
in their damn throats.
We've been
F
breeding geese. Yeah.
F geese. They ain't even no thing.
They
Yeah,
hiss.
I just
They
said to
hiss
Chris,
like
it's like,
cats.
hey, we've had 2 additional animated episodes since we last updated our emotes. Can we steal anything from them? So we got 5 new emotes from that. So we got
like
cynical
it.
lawyer, cynical stupid cat, cynical goose, cynical salt, which is the Veruca
Seneca
salt.
Veruca Salt. Oh,
Yep.
Daddy.
And one other whose name escapes me.
world.
I want it
want
now.
What
the
did we learn? Wait, Dodger, what did we
Seneca
learn about
Goose,
Veruca
yeah.
Salt? What was the thing that we were talking
Oh,
about?
that she's a vampire enthusiast.
Yeah, she's a
secret
vampire.
No way.
Yeah,
She so I found this out a long time ago when I was looking up like custom fangs.
don't
Like
question it.
you can get fangs that are like custom fit to your teeth so that they look like part of your teeth. Anyways,
Okay.
so this specific guy who's really well known for doing this, like his big claim to fame is like, I made Veruca Salt's vampire teeth. And then it goes into like this whole thing where it's the actors who played Veruca Salt being like, me and my husband, we wear our vampire fangs all the time. And it's like, she's a secret vampire. It's amazing. I love it.
She's been living off that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory money for
Money?
so long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good vampire teeth
Good
money right
vampire
there.
teeth
Vampire
money right there.
Yeah.
Get some fine vampire teeth.
She don't care how. She wants those vampire teeth now.
Wow.
But Veruca, vampire teeth don't make fiscal sense.
Shut up,
what?
Patty.
I want it now!
I want it now.
That's my daughter. Ooh.
I did tell you about the Willy Wonka slot machine, didn't I? That kept pulling that shit.
I don't think
What?
so.
Did I not,
No.
did I not talk about that one? The one that has a Veruca Salt feature where they've re-recorded all the dialogues. Like, Daddy, I want a free spin now. I was like, I want
my
another one,
God.
and it keeps going on and on
Yes.
and on. It's actually now my favorite slot machine of all of them, just because it's so fucking stupid. They're all dumb as hell. Every feature on it is ridiculous because they re-recorded all the lines, but they used the original footage from the original movie. So
Wonderful. Wonderful. It's
Yeah.
all ADR'd in later. It's like a guy's like, yes, I am Willy Wonka.
it
Do you
sounds
want to
realistic.
come to my chocolate factory?
Oompa loompa doopity.
There is an there is an Oompa Loompa feature. Yes, there is. There's actually several variants of it. It's quite a popular one. There's a all digital one, which you should never play those ones because they have shittier odds. But it's like the 5-reel all digital big screen one, which is all that kind of bullshit. But the one I like is it's the older school 3-reel one with the overlay on top of it. So a bit of an older machine, but it's a lot more fun in my opinion.
I like the ones where 50 million things are going on and you have no clue if you won or lost till it says you won or lost.
Yeah,
like,
so you like the big screen ones then? Yeah.
I don't know.
If you go to the Bellagio, there's a double one, which is a Superman one, where you have no fucking clue what's happening. It's you sit down there with a friend, and it's just like feature after feature after feature after bullshit of Superman flying all over the place. What is happening? I don't even know.
There is one that is the best. I don't know what's going on. One. It is Game of Thrones, and it's
Game of Thrones. Oh shit! I haven't played one of those.
It is 4 screens on top of each other, and so screen 1 is screen 1 is Baratheon. Screen 2 is like it's all the houses.
All the houses.
Are on all, and
That's
it goes
cool.
up, and so you're matching stuff within houses, but then also like it goes down too. So, but it's like a 20 screen game. It's insane. And you're like, I can't keep track of what's going on. I don't know what's happening, but I got 3 Khaleesi's, so I think I'm doing okay.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter because I think they've only recently made it legal in Nevada to have a skill element in any of these machines.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what's going on because all the machines that are currently on the casino floors have literally no skill element to them at all. Because it wasn't
all
legal.
random.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Which
totally,
is weird. It's so weird
get
coming from Europe where actually most of the machines have a skill element of some sort. In fact, actually, in many countries, I think it's illegal not to have one. You've got to have something that you can do worse.
Well, the best one so far that I've ever done is the Deal or No Deal one. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Deal or No Deal, you play, and then every 10 minutes it does the actual Deal or No Deal game.
Yeah.
And depending on how many things you won while you were playing, that's like how many times your winnings it'll be in the Deal or No Deal part. So you're literally like, I choose box 4, and then it does it reveals 3. And it's like, all right, well, the banker's going to give you this. Do you want to stay? It's really fun. And so
the irony, of course, being that the original actual game show has no skill element either. So it's entirely okay to translate that to a gambling machine.
Fantastic, yeah. Howie Mandel's like, deal or no deal, wink, and you're like, oh, Howie, you son of a bitch. I hope I win this, or I'm going to break this machine. Great. It's a real great time.
I wonder what the laws are and how they get away with it with video poker. Because technically, video poker, I think, is considered a slot, but video poker has a skill element because you choose which cards to hold. I wonder how they got away with that. There must have been
same thing with video craps and all the other video.
Did they just not classify it as a slot, even though it technically is?
I don't think so. I don't think that's how they do. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of the legal world of
gambling law.
I just know that they
either.
take my damn money every time I go there.
Well, of course, that's the point.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's interesting. All right. Well, anyway, off that subject, we sometimes talk about video games on this show. Should we do that? Yeah, let's kick that off. Shall we kick it off with the Clash Royale Bonanza for the next hour, or does someone else want to take it first?
We can do an hour on Clash Royale? Oh, I don't know about that.
I know nothing about it, but
Holy
I'm sure you
shit.
guys will inform me.
So
game
Dodge has
that you
obviously
need.
played it. She's a bit salty about it, apparently.
Well, okay, so I love it. It's so fun.
Yes.
But, like, when you're playing it alongside of a person who never loses their matches, you get salty about it really fast. Basically what I'm saying is Sam never loses his matches in Clash Royale, and it pisses me off so bad. And then when I'm playing, I'm just like, oh, I lost. Oh, I won.
Well,
I lost again. And
what level are you versus Sam? Like the more trophies you get, the more it becomes like, I am either a skilled master or I have paid $1 billion to be very
get
good
here.
at this.
Yeah.
I don't know what level he is. I'm level 4 right now, and I'm still in Arena 2. And Sam's like just gotten into Arena 4, and he's played for less time than me, so it's like I'm not
Arena 7 Master Race here.
Did he spend money on it?
No.
Damn. All right, so first off, he must...
I have! That's the sad part.
First off, he must literally just be like, that's all he does is play that game. Because to get to...
play a lot of
like, they just started over the weekend. You guys just started playing. So to get to Arena 4, literally, I'm on Arena 4. I fucking bought shit. I bought $49 worth of those damn gems.
No, $49.
I ain't even gonna lie.
Casual filth.
Casual
filth. $49.
All I can justify. All I can justify is the price of a normal game. The amount of time I'll get out of it. I will give them no more money. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You know, the weird thing about that game is that in essence, it's pay to win as fuck, but the way that they've done the ranking system ensures that it's actually not, because really all you're doing is paying to be on the same level as someone else that has the same shit as you.
Right.
So if you start off by buying, let's say you throw $100 down immediately at the start, that means you're going to have a bunch of leveled up stuff. It's going to be basic stuff, because the way that they do it is you can't unlock things that you don't have available in that arena. Right. So if you're in Arena 2, you're only ever going to unlock cards from Arena 1 and 2. It doesn't matter how much money you throw at it. So you can but you will have, like, level 12 goblins versus that guy's level 2 goblins. And
right before we started, I just got rocked by a guy with level 12 things, and I was like, how is that even fair?
Yeah, basically, that guy probably dropped a couple of $100 and bought a bunch of giant chests. So I'm actually kind of salty because they implemented giant chests right before they launched the game, and I'd already spent money on it. And giant chests are really good value for money as a starter because they give you hundreds of common cards and decent number of rares. So you can level up your common shit real fast, and that's your bread and butter. And the higher level that stuff is, the better it is, you know? So if you do that right at the beginning, you're probably going to ruffle stomp a few people, but you're rapidly going to outlevel them, and you're going to end up on a trophy level that everybody else is at that already has stuff like you. And then you're like, oh shit, I'm bad at this game. This guy just slapped me about like a absolute fucking tool.
It is really fun, though. Even as somebody who's like bad at it, I'm having a lot of fun playing
I fucking love it to death. It's a really compelling mix of tower defense and Dota and a little bit of Hearthstone, a little bit of deck building in there. You know, deck building's really simple because you can only have 8 cards, so you're tweaking your deck and you feel that it makes sense. Like, you can figure out where your weakness is. It's like, shit, I'm losing this all the time. Fuck, I need to change something. Can I compromise in some way? Change, you know, and the meta is kind of constantly changing as a result of that. You know, right now I'm running into guys that have fucking Tesla towers that are level 9, and those Tesla towers are way too fucking tough.
Tesla.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Are they
really,
like electrocution towers?
Yeah, they're basically very efficient defensive towers. They're actually common cards. Like, as soon as you get into the arena that has Tesla towers, you'll get a bunch of them instantly. So it's not a rare card at all, but that's why people have them at high level, because they can get the cards very easily. But they're a fucking nightmare to deal with because they're so cost efficient. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to take them out that's actually efficient, you know? Because it's really the same as Hearthstone. In Hearthstone, it's about card advantage. In this, it's about elixir advantage, you know? If I spend 5 elixir to kill 10 elixirs worth of stuff, I've got an edge on you. Because we both get elixir at the same rate. But, I mean, I'm in Arena 7 right now. 2,500 trophies.
Is that the Magic Arena?
That's the Magic Arena. Yeah. Sorry, Arena 6. No, it is Arena 7, because they added an extra one in since the beta. The last one is the Legendary Arena, so I'm one off that. I think I have to be like 3,000 trophies to get there. But at this point, it's getting like, these guys are getting pretty good, you know, and you've got to play pretty much perfectly. If you fuck up, they will jump on you hard, and you will get destroyed.
The crazy, actually great thing about it is they just flat out, hey, you can watch every single top player play, and we give you like free esports.
Yeah.
And it's people, too. Each one of those videos has like 500, 6,000, 700,000 views.
That first tournament had about 40,000 concurrents on Twitch. Like, they did it, they built it into the client, which was smart, but people watched it. It's fun to watch.
It's also helpful that when you open up the app, it's like, hey, it like has the little notification symbol, like, hey, you should check this out. And then you're like, oh, there's games here.
Yeah.
So they've been smart about
watching
that.
the pro replays is really good. Like, not only does it gives people a guide as to what the meta is, and it also lets people know, look, this is what works and this is what doesn't. Like, the fact that there is no Royal Giant anywhere in, like, the top 200 replays, it's like, you know what? I probably shouldn't use that. And I tried it, and I was right. It's shit. So don't.
So this game is pure Android, iOS?
Yes, Android and iOS. Not on PC. It would work fine on PC, by the way. Like, it would actually be fine. I doubt they'll release it because it's Supercell and they don't really do that, but it would be fine on PC. It would work.
Yeah, I mean, 1 hour ago, some Asian dude versus Long Island 07, 357,000 views already. Like, this is like, people loved, and they're like rank 19 and rank 31. So they're not even like the top of the top, but people are just like, I wonder how these guys play. And so they're
I'm
just
beating
stealing
some of the
ideas.
top Chinese guys now, though. I'm getting it. I actually
shit.
I beat a Hong Kong esports guy earlier. I was super fucking pumped about that. I was like, yeah,
I love-
this guy plays
I love
professionally.
when I
Fuck
come
him.
across those guys. The lobies on the totem pole, I'm like, I'm going to kick your ass.
I'm gonna
Hong
eat
Kong
you.
esports.
I'm gonna fucking eat you.
We need a clan.
Yeah, I might. I'm actually number 1 in my current clan right now, so I think this sucks. So I'm
Leave
going
them.
to
You're
leave.
better than them.
I should
Yeah,
probably
it's time
leave.
for you to
Break
get
up the
out.
band.
We might just create a YouTuber clan just for the sake of it. The interesting thing about being in a clan is that in clans, or if you're in a clan, you're able to donate cards to other people. And if
Oh,
you,
that's
Good.
awesome.
yeah, so if you do that, you get gold and you get experience. Experience levels you up. If you level up, your towers get tougher. So it's always good to get as much XP as possible. So in this clan, mostly people were ranked by how much they donated. And you can request cards. So if you're like, shit, I need like 5 more cards to reach the next level. Oh, I can ask my clan to give them to me. So you just put in a request. You can either request, I think, 2 rares or 10 commons a day. So
I went to
nice
go
little top-off.
download this. I went to go download this game right away. It's literally at the top of the best
It's
new
the top
games
of
list,
everything.
and
It's
there's
great.
like 4 banners across the iOS
Yeah.
market.
Yeah, it's
It
great.
went. It shot right
Money.
to the top of the
Yeah.
charts. It
Yeah.
shot right to the top of the charts immediately. And honestly, like I don't like Clash of Clans at all. Like I'm not into Clash
Me
of
neither.
Clans. I understand why it's popular, but this is like you made a casual game for core gamers, and I fucking love it. Like it's
Great.
it's competitive, it's fun, it's quick, it's slick. The controls are great, the design is great, the aesthetic is cool. I've got one problem with it, one fucking problem, and that's that at my level anyway, there are too many fucking draws.
I've recently started to get into a lot of draws, and the problem is that in order to unlock like the gold chests, you need crowns.
Yes.
And draws make it so it takes longer and longer and longer to get those damn those damn gold chests. And I'm like, that's you're gonna
Yeah.
make me buy more damn gems, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, I like. It depends on which bracket you're in, but right now, like the meta for me is a very defensive meta, and I haven't quite figured out how to break that. I'm not sure if it's possible. Like I said, the Tesla Tower is really strong. People are running a lot of barracks, for instance, which constantly spawn units. They're running freezers and fireballs, so even if I get a good group and a good push going, they just fireball it and it dies. It's like, shit, how do I break this? And I put the P.E.K.K.A., which is a terrible name for anything, which is this giant sort of robot thing. It hits like a motherfucking truck, but it's really easily
He has his
distracted.
own map. That's
He
the one
does,
I'm on.
yeah,
I'm
like
on that the
P.E.K.K.A.'s
fire
World or
one or
whatever.
whatever.
Yeah, I play the
love
P.E.K.K.A.
If the P.E.K.K.A. can get to a tower, it's so good.
Boom.
But it's
Yeah.
really hard to
Same
get
with
him
the
up
knight.
there.
The knight will charge a tower and do like
the
half
prince
its life.
is
It's
really
crazy.
good.
Prince, yeah.
And the Prince that you get really early on, and it's one of the best cards in the game. Like, they still use it at the high level, because not only does it do a lot of damage to towers, but if you place it right, it gets a run-up, it gets a charge, and that means it does double damage on its first hit. So you can use it to take out, like...
You can one hit almost any unit.
Yeah, it's like,
great.
oh, that guy's got a fucking wizard who is wrecking my shit. Okay, Prince, done, bang. And he still does a lot of damage to towers. I don't know. I've just got to change my deck up a little bit and figure it out. But I play it every day. I play it so much. I have spent a lot of money
play
on
it
it.
on the crapper. It's
Yep,
the crapper
I do.
game.
It's a perfect toilet game. Perfect. But again, the pay to win aspect really is like you are really just paying to get on the level of someone who's going to kick your ass.
I'm glad that both of you guys have paid more money than me.
Yeah,
Because the other day I
I've
was
paid
like,
quite a bit.
Sam, I have to admit something to you. And he was like, okay. I was like, I definitely bought some gems. He was like, all right, how much? I was like, spent $20. He was like, you spent $20 on gems?
Oh, 20.
can't- no.
How
Here's the thing.
droll.
Here's the thing.
How adorable.
I had to spend $49 because after looking at all the options, I was like, it's the most cost efficient. And I'll be damned if I'm spending $99. So I went with
99's too much,
$49.
man.
I know. That's the thing. Is I was just
even
like,
if you actually spend hundreds of dollars, you're not willing to buy the $99 pack. It's like, that's too much.
Yeah,
But I'll
it's
buy the
just
50. It's
too
like,
much.
God damn it.
I bought the 50 and I'm happy I have enough gems and money to last me forever. And it's just sitting there and I'm like,
Have you bought
I
some
won't have to
giant
worry about
chests?
this shit.
Buy
I
some
haven't bought any like crazy chests. But
You need to buy some giant chests. Like, it's a super fast way of accelerating because it gives you hundreds of commons.
Yeah,
in
but
those
if I
things.
play and then I get the chest, instead of waiting 18 hours for those damn things to unlock, I can spend 18 gems and just unlock them. I'm like,
Well, you can.
I feel good about this choice.
Yeah, I mean, you occasionally get a giant chest as a drop. I get maybe one a day. as a drop. So you can do that. But, yeah, as I say, I think it's an interesting model. It's an interesting model, you know. It's kind of pay to wait and pay to, yeah, I can win briefly, and then I get into the bracket where everyone else has the shit that I do, and then they just kick my ass, you know?
Right. But I think that of all of the ways that they could have done it, I love that they never stop you from playing games. You can play games forever, and they will never stop you. The only limitation that they give you is, like, you can only have 4 chests
at any time
waiting to be opened at a time.
Yes.
Which sucks, and that does encourage you to be like, fuck, maybe I should just buy some gems so I can get rid of these, because I don't want, like, chests to go to waste, right?
It's
like,
so
I don't want
sneaky,
yeah.
It's super sneaky, and it works, and the thing is that they incentivize leveling up too, because what I liked is they came up with an anti-smurf method. So it could have been a big problem if people just deranked in that game. But if you derank, your chest quality gets lower, and you don't get the same cards. So the cards that you need, you don't get anymore because you've deranked. So you're encouraged to keep playing even if you have full chests, because you want to raise your crown level so that you get to the next arena, you know? I'm like, giant chests were bad for me. I got 100 commons of the same type card. That's good. You
level that shit up forever. And it gets
Are you kidding me?
Strong.
You got like level 10 gobos and they got level 3. You're gonna wreck those fools. Like, you know, that's having high level commons is key to being good at that game. That's your bread and butter.
The problem is that you can't do anything like really silly. Like at the beginning, I was like, I'm gonna have all goblins. Got wrecked. Got destroyed.
I've actually won with all goblins. There was a time in the meta before the game launched where Goblin Rush was a big thing. But then, of course, everyone adapts. Like, oh, everyone's going Goblin Rush. Okay, I run Fireball and Arrows then. And then it's like, fuck, now I can't run that anymore. That's just the way the meta is, you know? It works. It works on some people. If someone doesn't run that card, you're going to fucking destroy them. But a lot of people have adapted to that now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Unless I go up against an Asian dude, then I'm like, well, this is probably a loss.
I like going up against the Asian dudes. I'm like, all right, let's go. Pride of the country. I'm representing the America clan. Wait a minute.
America clan? Yeah.
There weren't any British clans in the beta.
I was going to say, dang.
I had to join the America one, and now I'm number 1 in the America clan, because the America clan sucks. So I'm going to probably leave that and join one of the Chinese clans, because I now have enough trophies to do that. So
it's like, on all the Chinese
Ni
clans.
hao!
I'm coming for you.
I am esports.
I'm coming for you, Hong Kong esports. I'm taking you down.
H2O, fuck you.
Coming for you.
Yeah, it's legit. A lot of fun. Cool. All right. Well, I mean, I've had Gerard sitting here for like over 20 minutes not saying a fucking thing.
I was going to say, Gerard, what have you played?
Yeah, I think, let's, 1, play Clash Royale, and 2, what else have you been playing this week?
Oh, man, what have I been playing? I've been playing a crap ton of Street Fighter V.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready for EVO. I got my friend Brett training me. I am so ready and so hype.
You're going to get your ass kicked.
I'm going to get my... Well, you know what?
You.
As long as I can play as bearded Ryu, I am totally
Sexy
fine.
Ryu, yeah.
Sexy Ryu.
Have you seen the best mod?
Yes. All those mods of him acting at the victory poses from everyone is so good. The Armika one is
it's too good.
So
I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
There we go. It's on stream right now. The Adventures of Hot Ryu.
Oh my gosh, it's so freaking good.
Too good.
I like when Ken comes up behind him and they have that little moment where they're like, ooh! Cracks me up every time.
It's so good.
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god,
it gets better. It gets better. Trust me.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, for those who don't know, what they essentially did was they took what's been dubbed Hot Ryu, who is one of the alternate costumes, and they model swapped him for Armika and Laura, so... He does all the stuff that Armika and Laura do, which includes the arse slap. It's so good.
This is so great.
Yeah,
you know what's weird is it looks awfully natural for him. Like,
it like works too well.
There's the arse slap. There we go.
Wait, here it is. Here's my favorite. Oh, wait, is this it?
Oh my gosh.
The Ryu and Ken arse attack is coming in.
Oh, I can't wait.
Like the Ryu. The Ryu Ken bit is so good.
Yes!
Yes!
Yeah! Ass slap!
It's so the best thing in the world.
Wait, here it is!
Boom!
He's like, oh.
I love it.
So
I
good.
love the two of them together. It's great.
So good.
Street Fighter 5 is great.
It is.
It's very accessible, which is why I like it. If you're new to Street Fighter, like now is the time to get in. If you're an expert at Street Fighter and you're a veteran, you're gonna love it too. So I've just been playing that nonstop, trying to get ready for Evo. That and Smash have been my 2 games that I've been going back and forth between.
So what online rank are you right now in Street Fighter 5?
Honestly, I haven't been doing online matches. I've only been doing local against my friends because
Okay.
I feel like when I go online and start playing a bunch, I'm just gonna freaking go ham and just keep playing until I just get stuck in a ranking rut. Because that's generally how I do when I play competitive online games. Is I like to train and practice offline and then just go as much as I can. I love to play with Strippin. To know Strippin is super into Street Fighter. He's going to Evo this year, right?
Yeah,
Right,
he's not competing, but we're gonna go.
Oh, he's not competing? Oh, man.
No.
He's a coward. Strippin is a coward.
You hear that, Strippin? You got
You're a
called out.
Coward.
Coward, man.
I'm not
You
sure if I played him
are-
at Street Fighter yet. And I played Cinnamon Toast Ken.
You did. He
Did I
played
finish
against your Rashid. You guys
Did I
played
beat him?
together.
I think I beat him, right?
I don't know.
You
I
did.
can't remember.
You did.
Yeah.
You beat him.
How's the netcode on PC? Is it pretty good?
It's good. It's good. I haven't had too many problems with it. Like, bear in mind though, I played at a very casual level, and I probably wouldn't notice if it wasn't. But I will say it's lacking. You know, Street Fighter 4 had really big, obvious lag spikes. This
Yeah.
game doesn't and never has for me. So if there is lag, they're hiding it real well, and
Okay.
that works for me. It really does. Again, the problem with that game, though, is like, I do agree with you. It is an accessible game mechanically, but
Yeah.
in terms of it teaching you, the game is shit. It's
Oh yeah,
dog
it is
shit.
not. Yeah,
you
it
have to
doesn't teach
watch.
you anything.
You have to watch a YouTube video to actually learn that game.
Yeah.
The in-game tutorials suck, and compared to stuff like Guilty Gear and the new BlazBlue that just came out on Steam, and Killer Instinct, which is coming out this month, and Skullgirls, it's bullshit. It's way behind the times.
Yeah. My buddy Brett has a YouTube channel, Super Couch Fighters, and we have a show called The Road to Evo. And he's in that show. It's just him and me and my friend Santel just constantly training, and more since we've shot like 8 or 9 episodes, but I've learned so much about subtlety from fighting games, and it's incredible. Just like, you know, playing footsies and knowing like what appropriate weapons are good to make sure that are appropriate moves for people like jump on top of you, and you know,
When
and
to
using your
cross
V
up,
trigger.
what the guy's doing. You know, it's like, oh, what's he going to do on Wake Up? I've got to predict that. Can I put him in a position where he's going to do something unsafe on Wake Up so I can punish it? You know, and
Yeah, it's been great because it's been opening up my scope of just how much there is into a fighting game. Like Smash I've always been like, it's pretty easy, but now that I'm going at this like pro approach, it's been so fun to see how things. What are you doing, Jesse? What's your
Smash has never been easy for me. I love when people
Me
are like,
neither.
Smash.
I'm awful at it.
Me neither. I
People are
get
just like,
get it.
Smash is
That is the
so
one
easy.
fighting
get it.
game I am utterly terrible at. Like,
I
I'm
suck at
hopeless.
Smash.
I'm completely hopeless. I could play any other fighting game. Put any other fighting game in front of me, and I'll be at least passable. Smash,
so
I
easy.
can't do it. I
So
cannot.
easy though.
I
hate
don't
you
know
so
what
much.
it is. I completely get Smash. I'm
hopeless.
I don't know.
I can't even wrap my mind around that game. I'm
No.
like, sure.
So that's what I've been playing. What have you guys been playing?
Lots. I mean, Clash Royale, but other things too.
Clash
yes.
Royale. Lots of Clash Royale.
Dodger, I believe you've been playing Stardew Valley, or as I
Oh
like
my
to call it,
God.
Stardew Valley, in which
So
a community of
much
space Jews have come
Stardew
down
Valley.
to live
Okay.
together in harmony.
Here's what I don't understand is that okay, so when I played Animal Crossing, right, I was like, this game is bogus. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in it. It's really boring. There's no
Pro tip, it's not an
focus.
actual game.
It's
It's
just not-
masquerading as a game.
But I had so many friends who were like, I've sunk hundreds of hours into Animal Crossing. I'm getting everything and all of the people in town and bleh. So I've suggested Stardew Valley to those friends because I've been like, all right, you're definitely the sort of mind where you're going to be like, I need to have full hearts with everyone. I need to, you know, get all the fish for the fish bundle and like all that shit, right? Every one of my friends who loves Animal Crossing does not get Stardew Valley. They're just like, I don't know, it's like confusing. And I'm like, how? It's so intuitive. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like,
it's because Animal Crossing isn't a game, and and that's why they're confused.
It's just like, I don't get it. Am I supposed to like clear out my whole farm and then go from there? And I'm like, no, you clear out enough room that like you can like start your, like, you just need enough space to put down your first, you know, like patch of soil so that you can like grow a thing, right? Like it's like a process. And they're like, wait, but like the first day I didn't go and talk to everybody in the town. Like, is that bad? And I'm like, oh my God. Like,
you know what it is? It's because Stardew Valley is a video game and Animal Crossing isn't. And
I don't, it's weird to me because I think Stardew Valley is very intuitive. I think that it's like a much better version of Harvest Moon and I'm loving the shit out of it and Sebastian is best boy. But
a lot of people are loving this game. It's doing incredibly well on Steam. It's not my thing at all. People have no doubt been wondering, like, why haven't you done any video on Stardew Valley? It's like, does this look like my kind of game? Like,
not even close. Yeah,
no,
I'm with you on that. I have zero interest, but I also know this is a game that people will love that I won't. Like, it's just another person's game.
Definitely not for me either.
I was trying to figure out who I wanted to bone in this game.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
There's
As
like
you do.
5 girls and 5 guys, and you can, you know, get full hearts with any of them or whatever.
Yes, of course. That's how it works.
So I'm like talking with all of the eligible singles within the town, and some of them are just so boring and dumb. And there's one dude who is almost always just locked in his room on the computer, and I was like, I gotta fucking talk to that guy. I have to fucking talk to that guy eventually. So I finally did, and it was hilarious because I was like, oh my God, he's us! Because the very first scene that you have with him is he's on the computer, and his mom comes downstairs and is like, Sebastian, your friends are gonna come over and they want to hang out with you. And he's like, but I'm working. And she's like, yeah, but you're just like on the computer. And he's like, no, but I'm working though. This is like my job. Why does nobody take this seriously?
Literally me.
I know. He was like, why does everybody think I can just drop what I'm doing and hang out with them just because I do my job on the computer? This is my actual job. Like, why can nobody respect
It's all of
this?
us.
And I was like, oh
holy
my God.
shit.
I know. And so I was like, I have to date this guy now. Like, he's the one. He's the chosen one. And his room is like littered with board games. I was like, he's the only one. Like, all of the other people are boring now.
You found Sam stripping in a fucking video game about farming. Jesus Christ.
I mean, the dude, if you, on the wiki, you can look up what sort of gifts everybody likes, and Sebastian's favorite gifts are gems. So there's that, too.
Wait, what?
He's a special snowflake.
I don't leave my house, but I do love gemstones.
He does. He's super into frozen
Gems
tears,
are truly outrageous.
which you get by killing monsters, which is really, like, macabre. But, yeah. It's good. It's good shit.
Frozen tears.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jen has
Frozen
been playing the
tears.
shit out of
You've
it,
done
loving it. And
who is Jen boning? Do you know?
I don't know, actually.
Jenna, tell me, Jenna.
Who are you
where
boning?
I need to know.
I would love it if you just got like a signal sent to you, like Jenna. And it's like
the bone signal has been activated.
She went for Leah. Great. Okay. Good.
All right.
Good to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jenna.
Jenna.
That sounds about right. Yep.
Jenna.
It's. I think a lot of people find those games very therapeutic, very cathartic. I am not the kind of person that enjoys gathering materials to build shit.
Right.
Terraria was barely tolerable. This is like the bits out of Terraria that I liked aren't there, and the bits that I didn't have been exacerbated. So like, oh no, this is... You know, I didn't like Harvest Moon either, you know, and I don't think I like Stardew Valley as a result. Like, I've looked at it, I've watched the gameplay, I'm like, this is not going to be my game at all. I know this for a fact, nor do I have the time even if it were. So, but I can totally see why people will go for it.
That's the thing, is if this is your sort of game, it's a huge time sink. It's definitely... I very rarely have games nowadays, like back in the day when I was a child, I very rarely have games where I sit to play them and then I'm like, holy fuck, it's 3 a.m. And that's been this game the last week or so. So that's been fun. And at the same time, I'm like, where are my days going? Like, I don't understand.
Oh yeah, it's
so. Yeah,
definitely seems like a huge time sink. It doesn't seem very interesting to watch, which is why I'm kind of surprised that people are watching it. It's like, This is 10 minutes of somebody getting corn. Like, what? Why?
My favorite thing about these types of games, or just like when these games become popular, is how my Twitter feed just exuberates. Like, people will be like, Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, and Harvest Moon. Great, I know exactly what Stardew Valley is because of Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon. And Twitter, in less than one tweet, 1,000 times, has told me what it is. So I don't need to see it or play it.
It's great. I love it. Love that shit.
Love it.
Love it.
I love that
it's
shit.
So good.
I love that shit.
What's up?
And the 4-player co-op is coming out.
Now,
Great.
that would be fun. That would be a fun thing to do. I would play that with 3 other people. I cannot fathom how bored I'd be doing that all alone. Like, I would just be like, oh my shit.
That's real.
More farming. Like, but with friends, I can see how that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. For sure.
A lot of opportunities to mess with each other.
Yeah.
It's really funny because the trailer, I think it's an official trailer.
And
There's
steal their girlfriend. Oh! That's my plan.
I think it's an official trailer for the co-op where it's like one dude being like, okay, so I'm going to take the seeds and you just like put down a couple of lines with the hoe and then we'll like double this up and make it go faster. And she's like, okay. And she just starts like digging in random spots that make no sense. And he's like, are you drunk? Like made me laugh. But yeah, the co-op looks fun. You could just like have a big old farm together and whatnot.
Yeah, no.
Why not?
I've already explained myself. God damn it.
Jesse,
My justification
what are
is
you
solid.
playing?
What am I playing?
Yeah.
Thanks, podcast. Well, first off, before I say what I'm playing, I'm going to shamelessly plug, because I have an entire committee messaging me. I'm shamelessly going to plug CoxCon, because we would love to finally settle those tickets, because there's a few left, and we want to get rid of them. So,
That's been selling
coxcon.co.uk.
pretty fast. Hasn't
They
it?
went on sale Saturday?
sick.
And
They're almost sold out.
yeah, they're almost gone. So jump on that shit, internet, so I can say they're sold out already. Thank you. Coxcon.co.uk. Take the site down. Make Lewis lose his mind. All right. Anyway.
Yes.
Moving on. All right. So this week I got caught up in some minor insanity. I was, for those who didn't see my countless tweets, I was part of a GOG like sale, right? And so I selected a bunch of games, GOG put them all on sale, and then of course I downloaded every single one of those games, and for a little bit of a stream, and then pretty much a lot this past week, I played The Seventh Guest.
Oh my god.
If you have never played this game,
It's a cheesy classic.
Seventh Guest and The 11th Hour are two of like the most classic point and click puzzle games ever. Like some of the best, but they are super old and super silly now. So Seventh Guest, the premise is a crazy inventor who creates all sorts of wild things that end up like, he makes a doll, but the doll, like everyone who has the doll dies. See that, like crazy shit. He eventually has a dream to build a house, and in that house, it's all puzzles, and he invites 6 people over, but it turns out that he's given them all a note saying there's a 7th guest that's either here or going to arrive, and that guest, if you figure out who that is going to be able to grant you all your wishes. And so it's this crazy-ass story, and you're another person there who's not one of these 6, and there's a little boy. Like, it's crazy. But needless to say, they're all ghosts, and it's all weird shit, and it's all cheesy
FMV.
like FMV 1994 quality. It's amazing. There's like a sassy woman who sleeps with an older dude. There's one woman who goes crazy and like starts to turn into a baby. There is like so much shit happening, but then throughout all of it is puzzles. Lots and lots of puzzles. Very much I guess like The Witness Light at this point, because they're much easier, but eventually you come across puzzles that are just crazy pants. Oh, TB's in the room right now where if you're seeing the bedroom, that is the room where the like sexy young lady seduces the man, and she's like, if you help me get what I want, I'll help you get what you want. And then if you click on the bed, it's like, oh, it's great. It's great. So yeah, it's like a really crazy I vividly remember when I was younger being horrified by this game, like totally spooked out. There's scenes where like people turn into skeletons and crazy shit. Like,
I mean, the guy's head exploded only a
Yes.
few minutes ago.
Yes, people. It's like there's one where a woman turns into like a goat, like her head becomes like a Satan goat, like crazy. There's a really famous image of when you go up the stairs for the first time, you see a painting. The painting does like that face press thing. It's like someone's on the other side trying to get out.
Right.
And I remember as a kid being horrified of this. When you go back and you watch it, because it has to load everything, it loads it goes like, and it goes, it's like, this isn't scary anymore. It's a really fun, really creative game, but knowing most of the puzzles from the years of playing it, I realized that it's just like, it is a game that is built around the premise that you're not going to be able to figure out the puzzles. So it's maybe 2 hours worth of actual content.
Yes.
But because the puzzles are so hard at some points, there's one that's a puzzle where you have to move black rooks and white rooks from one side to the other, and they don't explain how to do the puzzle. So until you figure out how to do it, it's so effing confusing. I think I streamed it and spent an hour on that one puzzle and lost my mind until I figured it out. When I figured it out, it's literally like, oh, well, it's, rooks, they move diagonal. So when you're moving everything across, you just have to make sure the red and the black don't hit each other.
Rooks move diagonal in what universe?
I'm sorry. Bishops. My bad. Bishops move diagonal. So it's bishops, and so you just have to, like, make sure they don't hit each other. It's a crazy puzzle that is just like, I'm glad none of this was explained to me, but the whole puzzle, every room has puzzles, and every puzzle is like this weird, creepy kind of like, ooh, spoopy. It's really, really, it's definitely a classic game. If you ever can find it on sale, which it was, you should play it just because it is like one of the best old games that ever was. And that and 11th Hour are phenomenal. Other than that, I literally just started playing Oxenfree, which I think is like a really cool game.
I still haven't tried that yet.
So the basic premise is you're this girl who's literally Dodger right now. Like, the Dodger you see right now is that Dodger. Blue hair, like, it's basically you.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So
I'm in.
The way you play this game is it's all through, well, for the most part, it's all through interaction with your friends. So someone will say something, they'll ask you a question, they'll do all these different things, and then chat bubbles will appear, and you have a limited amount of time to answer. It's very much like all the games that are very... Yeah. So chat bubbles appear, you have limited time to answer, but based on the way you answer and based on what you do in the overworld, you can change your character. So a good example is the very first thing you do is you're headed to a beach party, and when you get to the beach party, you can smoke, you can drink, you can do hash brownies, you can like do all this stuff, or you can just sit there and throw rocks, or you can play Truth or Slap, which is Truth or Dare, but they decided the dares were too dangerous, so rather than, if you don't answer, they just slap you. And so, and it's basically you can like be a teen, but you can decide what teen you're going to be, and then that influences stuff as things go on, and then you go and you explore a cave, and when you explore the cave, shit gets real cray and becomes like super spoopy. And it's actually I won't say a horror game because I don't know that yet, but it's definitely a psychological thriller because shit goes down. And at the end of the first episode, I was like, what is happening? It's really, really good. No. I episode of like the Let's Play. So, But where I start, it's a sort of like a creepy, something's happening on this island that you, the 5 characters, have no clue what it is, and it's super spoopy. So I just started playing that, and I actually really enjoyed it. I know some people are like, this dialogue's cheesy. It's like a bunch of teens.
To any game about teenagers.
Yeah, it's a bunch of teenagers.
That was the same people that had the same problem with fucking Life is Strange. It's like,
strange.
Have you ever talked to a 17-year-old girl? Yeah,
Right.
They do sound like that sometimes. Bear that in mind. That makes sense in the context of the game.
Yeah, there's all the characters. So you play Alex, who's like the I actually love the fact that they named all the characters after like emotional teens. So you play Alex, who's like this, her brother died, and she has a stepbrother, Jonas, who they don't really know each other very well, and she brought him to the island to get to know him. There's Ren, who is he talks too much, and he's that guy. There's Nona, who's like the little Asian girl, and she's just friends with this girl, Clarissa, who is a just super bitch. And so all the tropes are there,
Right.
but it's Clarissa that explains it all, right? It's like all the different, like the Jonas brothers, so like all the like tropey things. Of course, Ren's there. I don't know if it's Kylo Ren, but I want it to be Kylo Ren. Like everyone's there.
That's a different game altogether at that point.
Oh, the Kylo Ren jokes do not stop in my Let's Play. Get ready for that. When Ren talks, I'm just like full in. Same with Clarissa. She explains everything. It doesn't stop, guys. So yeah, and it's like there's characters that are like, don't tell her I like her, and apparently there's multiple endings. So if you do say like, oh yeah, he totally likes you, like that can change the course of the game. If you tell characters to go certain locations, they can live or die based on your actions. So it's very much similar to Until Dawn in that way. But again, so far it's just spooky. Like you have a radio, and the radio you can tune into channels. And so far I found Morse code on one, and I was like, if anyone knows what this is, let me know. There's crazy lights that shine when you do it. Like crazy shit happens with this radio, but you're on an island that's supposed to have no signals at all. Like it's supposed to have no signals, and the kids brought the radio out there because there's the legend of the spooky signals. And Ren's like, of course it's aliens. And so, and then he gets high on pot brownies, so you don't know who to trust in the game. You're like, you're all high. How do you even know this is happening? So
I like it.
yeah, it's great. It's really cool. I would highly recommend it.
And our buddy Brittany Johnson
Brittany Johnson is Nona in that game.
Yeah.
You know Brittany Johnson because she's what's her face in Borderlands.
Angel.
The angel.
Just go, yeah. Every time I'm with her, I'm like, just look at her eyes, and you'll get it. It'll all this
That's
bit
real.
right here. This bit right here. Boom, you're done.
Yep.
Angel. Yep.
It is.
So
Cool.
there you go. Cool.
Shall
game.
we take a break?
Yes, of course.
Sure.
The answer is yes, we shall. We will be right back after this wonderful ad for crunchyroll.com/TotalBiscuit as yelled by Octopimp and a little bit of music. We'll be right back after the break with more video games, possibly. You're watching the Corruptional Podcast. Don't go anywhere.
Possibly.
Good morning, class. Welcome to Anime
Possibly.
101. Today we'll be learning about some real
What is that smile?
and listen up! You want anime? Peel back your eyelids and cram this in your side hole! Crunchyroll is an online service that gives you anime 24 hours a day! They have every type of anime you've ever wanted in the past, present, and future! Crunchyroll uses a complex algorithm powered by modern technology that predicts what anime you will most love, cherish, and want to be protected on your tombstone after you die from watching too much anime!
Well, they can't do that, but
They do have Crunchyroll Premium, which lets you watch anime ad-free and eye-explodingly magnificent 1080p. You like that manly anime, right? Watch the manliest anime of all time on Crunchyroll.com. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Fist of the North Star, Inferno Cop, My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute, and more. Go to trycrunchyroll.com for your free 14-day trial. Be there or be dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Co-Optional Podcast. Got a game of Clash Royale in during the break. Feeling pretty good. Won it. It's good.
Great.
Got an Asian name, so feeling pretty proud of myself.
Dude, Jesse found some blast from the past photos. It was amazing.
If you want
He did, yes.
see, if you want to see some photos of when all of us just started, Facebook.com/the Jesse Cox. Go into the albums and just go back in time. There's some.
I'm pasting.
There's some. There's one. There's one photo that is basically Dodger being a prophet. Dodger being a prophet.
Oh my
That
gosh.
one made me laugh so hard. It was like, oh my god. Who knew?
Yeah. Freaking.
No. Like those are so long ago. Yeah. But it's like, who is this? Who is this redheaded little child that joined us on the street?
I was saying to Jesse, I was like, oh my god, I still have all, like, that entire outfit. like everything that I'm wearing in those pictures from years ago. I'm like, I still have those clothes.
It's incredible. I mean, you've grown 35 years since then. You know,
Yes,
you're
I
now
know.
in your mid-50s.
You've aged so rapidly. You're like a clone. You're just disintegrating. Oh man, yeah.
Good
All
job.
those.
That last photo's a bit... Oh. I gotta say.
That last photo. Yeah, no, I said
That's the one. That's the one where I'm
We went there. We went there
prophet.
to go see them, and they just weren't at their booth. So we took that photo, and then now looking back, that is the
Oops.
most prophetic photo ever taken. Oh God, is that funny?
Oh, dear. Oh, my God. All right, yes. Welcome back to the Crucial Podcast.
we do occasionally talk about video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes video games that never came out. Who knows? But, all right. Fire Emblem.
Oh, have you finally played it? Did you
Yeah.
play it?
Yep. Conquest. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Game.
Oh, are you about to say what I think you're about to say about that one?
All right. Game itself, fucking great.
Story?
Excellent. Wait, I'm not done yet. God damn it. Let me lead into this. You gotta ramp up to this kind of bullshit. Mechanically, the game is so fucking sublime. Presentation-wise, also amazing. Incredible cutscenes, great animation, visually, great characterization. Love it to bits. Writing. Motherfucking pickles. Pickles! Why? Why pickles? The answer is the localization. That is the reason why apparently they have changed the nature of entire characters to be meme-spouting idiots. One of which, every time you fucking level up your friendship with him, he's blabbering on about his love of pickles and the personification of pickles. There are entire conversations in that game which no longer exist. They are just dots. Fucking
Wait.
dots.
Yep.
So, wait. So, what was he talking about originally?
Now that is a great question. I believe there is a translation online.
I'm gonna assume it wasn't dicks. Like, it's not that
No.
straightforward. But
No,
like,
I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I'm going to see if there is a translation for it. Because there are a number of articles that have said the localization and the fucking thing is just terrible, you know? Which I do not at all disagree with.
I would definitely say, like, so Conquest and Birthright, just so, you know, these are two technically separate versions of the game, but just so we're all clear on this, TB, you played Conquest, yes?
Yes.
All right. The localization for both is terrible, but Birthright at least has what passes as, like, a great story. Conquest, the story is lackluster at best. Like, it is kind of disappointing and really shows where they let down on the localization stuff. Because, oh my god, it is blatant how, like, they're just like, they literally do the Squall thing of rather than... So for those who didn't know, in Final Fantasy VIII, Squall, our hero, he actually talks in the Japanese version of the game. And the American version...
that blew my mind when I found that out.
In the American version, they localize the shit out of it, and everything he says is ... He doesn't respond to anything. Which blows... And they literally did that with Conquest. It's insane. That's crazy that they did that.
Yeah. I mean, their entire conversation's missing. The thing about Hazami, who is the character who turns into pickles, is that, and I did some research on this, and according to people who've actually translated it, in the original Japanese version, he's kind of a serious character, but he also kind of likes pickles a bit, you know? He just happens to like pickles. That's a little...
Okay.
It's a little bit of
So that's
garnish on his
accurate, at
character.
least.
Yeah? Well,
Sure.
no, it's not. It's not accurate now because literally that's all he talks about now. He just spouts memes about pickles. That's not an accurate translation. That's not localization. That's bullshit. Like, that's someone who took creative license with the localization and ran it in a completely different direction. They very much changed Elfie, who apparently in the Japanese version, very much kind of gentle giant. That's her sort of character. In the American version, she is basically a jock. She's obsessed with muscles and biceps. which is, again, completely different to her Japanese character. They fucked with loads of stuff, not to mention the fact the voice acting is awful. It's half-arsed at best. Some of it is absolutely cringeworthy, and if I recall correctly, the game does not have a dual audio option. So you're stuck with the American voices regardless of whether or not you want them.
Absolutely.
And you know what bothers me most about this whole thing? Because this is hardly the first time I've had a bad localization. The thing that bothers me most is apparently this game is the cause du jour of certain games journalists who are defending localization and claiming that nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about and they have absolutely no right to criticize this awful writing because localization. Apparently localization is something you can't criticize anymore. Just let you know, a couple of games, because reasons. Because gamers are stupid. They complain about everything. Look at how much smarter I am than them. There's literally no good reason for it. Like, the people who try to defend this are idiotic. Because they have... I
was going to say, especially when you come at it from the angle of, right, but bad localization is ruining and really disrespecting the original writers of these characters. How can you possibly defend that?
It's weird, because isn't that literally appropriation? Like, you're taking their character and their culture and you're fucking with it and changing it to supposedly match what you think your demographic is in the West, of which I don't believe you have any real evidence to suggest that that is the case. Like, I do not mind changing some stuff to be more appropriate for Western audiences. Like, example... it's one character, I can't remember who, and I'm not going to make the mistake of pretending who, in Xenoblade X thing, that game, who was like 13 years old, and apparently you can't change her bust size anymore, and you can't put her in a bikini. Okay, that's cool. I don't mind that. In Japan, 13-year-old in bikini, apparently that's okay. Over here, we're a little bit more sensitive about that. All right. That is reasonable. That's okay. It would be nice if you had both options so people can choose, but you know what? Cool. When you start rewriting the script and changing the nature of characters for no good reason, that's when I have the problem. Because good localization only changes something if it doesn't make any sense within the culture that they're translating to. So, some kind of cultural joke, cultural reference, they'll alter that in order to make it more palatable. If you watch Crunchyroll, you know exactly how that works. Especially, you watch Log Horizon, there's so much in the translation of that it's clear, the localization team based this on WoW. 100%. And I don't think the original dialogue did. I doubt it, because WoW wasn't as popular in Japan. So it's probably based on Japanese MMOs, etc. But that made sense, localization-wise. They kept the spirit of the original dialogue and changed it in a way that made sense and was palatable.
But it's also about being the team needs to be, a good writer, and it's not just about translation. It's about the flow of it and the characters talking to each other. So a really, really great example is long ago I was obsessed with a guy named Alexander O. Smith who worked for Squaresoft, and this was the dude who did Vagrant Story, which is a phenomenally it's an amazing game. The story is the best part of it, and the translation's phenomenal. He did Final Fantasy 12, so he was the guy who made Final Fantasy 12, which is, the game itself is okay, but the characters are the best part. The characters are amazing, and he's the guy who was in charge of, I want to make these characters real. That dude understood the point of it was, it doesn't matter what it's not about trying to make it easily digestible. It's about making a story that flows throughout the entire game, changing it to be his thing's pickles, so it's all pickles, right? It's not about that. It's about okay, so in this one scene they had it that he likes pickles. So if he likes pickles, maybe down the line we can throw them another reference. But there's no reason to it just seems like whoever they put on this was someone who just
they didn't understand what the character was.
Yeah, it's about understanding the characters and the story. Yeah, it's very lazy. The writing in this is lazy. The translations are lazy, and to an extent, some of the voice acting is super lazy.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, there were rumors floating around the place that the voice actors on the English version were never given proper direction, so they just read them as they whatever they liked, and apparently that was okay, but there's no real confirmation of that. And the fact of the matter is, like, I'm sorry, I'm going to say this to everybody who has tried to defend this, because you've all defended it in a really shitty way. Because you've defended it through a strawman argument. You've defended localization in general and claimed that that is a defense of bad localization. It's not. You can defend localization, and I'm on board with you. I do believe some things probably should be changed to be culturally appropriate depending on where you happen to be. Great. That's cool. I accept that. That's reasonable. But you're defending bad localization and saying that we can't criticize that? Fuck you. You criticize writing all the time. This is writing. There's no difference. This is writing. I'm criticizing the writing. The reason why the writing is bad is irrelevant. I don't care why it's bad. All I know is it's fucking bad, and I'm going to criticize it.
Is you could literally, if they didn't have translators and they just threw it in Google Translate, with the information out of that, if you were a good writer, you could take that information and craft a story that it might not even be the same story, but it would still fit and be. It's all about the writing and the storytelling that they literally just don't have those people. Like, they don't have those people on board. I guarantee you they just have a bunch of translators who are like, I guess this works.
Treehouse's translation just sucked. I mean, there's no other way around it, as far as I'm concerned. If you're okay, I'm only okay with it because I'm skipping most of the shit. I don't care. I'm in Fire Emblem for the battles, for the gearing, and the leveling up, and I'm having a blast doing all those things. It is, in my opinion, the best Fire Emblem so far in that regard. But the story is bollocks, and the localization is the main reason for that.
So I'm gonna play the ignorant guy who knows nothing, and just kind of try and not necessarily defend, but kind of rationalize why it came out this way, right? So, and maybe you guys know more about this in terms of localization, but it's to my understanding that some studios or some companies, when they delegate stuff to other people to get stuff done because the games are so grandiose, that certain parts are given to certain people and not necessarily like checked upon. So could it be this kind of thing where it was like, all right, person A, B, and C got this half of the game, and person E, F, and G or whoever got this part of the game, and just didn't.
But that's a failure of leadership. Like,
right,
that's negligence.
Never be.
I don't
like
excuse that.
Right.
I mean, you're probably correct. Like, as opposed to actual malice, you're probably correct. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity, and especially when it comes to companies, never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by not spending enough money,
right,
or enough time.
I'm just trying to figure out where the just translation is, because that's kind of the only reason why I could really see that kind of.
Well, that's because
thing.
Games like this, and it's one of those things where if your team in Japan has a story writer, and like you have all these different roles and titles, and you have all these teams developing characters and this and that, the American version should have, like, the translated version should have something equal to that job title. Of like, I'm going to oversee the entire story to make sure all this doesn't come out shit.
Yes,
because
evidently that didn't happen. We're talking about quality control here.
Right.
And evidently quality control was not exercised in this case. And fact of the matter is that I'd love to know why it is that apparently this game is the one that the games press have got a sudden hard-on to defend. I don't know why that is. I am going to assume because there is a tiny tangential, is that a word? I don't know.
Tangential?
Tangential
Yeah.
is the word I'm looking for.
the word you're looking for?
Tangential relationship to Gamergate in some way. That's probably why people have gone full fucking moron on it.
What? Why? Where? What?
I'm not going into it. Not going into it. It's a bag of fucking worms. It's not even fucking worth it. But people go full moron when it's ever suggested that it's got anything to do with that. Because you have to automatically oppose anything that Gamergate, whatever Gamergate is. Gamergate isn't a thing, by the way. It's literally a hashtag. It's a nothing. Whatever they support, we must oppose. Because they are literally Hitler. I was like, what the fuck even is this anymore? Is it even a thing? It's not a club, it's not a group of people, it's a fucking hashtag that people use, and some of them are idiots, and some of them probably aren't idiots, and it's like, you don't get to blame a hashtag for everything that's wrong in your life. Come on!
So, I think at the end of the day, too, though, it's also about the clicks, right? Like, they need the views, let's talk about it, we need the clicks.
I think it's a great deal of that. I do.
But I don't understand.
I want to
not
see
an
a good
excuse by any
defense of
means.
it. I want to see a good defense of it that isn't because if you're defending localization in general, okay, cool, because localization is one, necessary in my opinion, and two, appropriate in terms of both being culturally appropriate and being culturally intelligible. You know, because I need to know what these people are actually saying. You know, if you fill your shit with Japanese references, I'm not going to get it because I'm not Japanese.
Like it's definitely one of those things where it comes down to, again, having a good lead writer, someone who can take the story, and even if you go a different direction with it, make it a cohesive narrative that, and if you look back throughout being an old school RPG player, most of the RPGs, the JRPGs we played in the late 90s, mid 90s, early 90s were not at all telling the same story that you got in Japanese games. And it was still an amazing story that you got to experience from start to finish. And sure, it's a little different than what the Japanese players saw, but it doesn't matter because they took the time to make it something that would really relate to American audiences. And that's all we're asking for. We're not saying like, oh, we need to change the industry. We just need like a few people here and there to actually care about the shit they make and not throw out garbage. That's all. I don't understand why this is like a huge deal. It's literally people saying, hey, we would have loved this game to be amazing. It's got great gameplay.
It's great.
There's a lot of cool story bits that I think had it been like fleshed out and actually taken care of and like, you know, nurtured to be a great story, this could have been maybe one of the best games I played in a long time. But there's it's heartbreaking that all we're saying is we're fans and we want it to be better. That's it. Don't get all crazy, internet.
It would be lovely if people just didn't get crazy. Yeah, over everything, you know. And that it really is on all sides, but I will say that if you happen to be in a position of power in games media, you have a certain responsibility not to be a fucking moron. And unfortunately, you continually fail to do so. So please stop being fucking morons. Is it that much to ask?
Someone in chat said they're still translating the EU version? They're still translating it?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not done yet?
Yeah, it's not uncommon for EU versions of stuff like that to be late. The EU version isn't out yet. So we don't even know how the European version is going to be. It might be better. But I don't know if they're going to retranslate the English. Probably not. I imagine they'll use the American translation for the English. The question is, will they then translate the English into French, German, Spanish, etc., or will they translate the Japanese into German, French, Spanish, etc.? That's interesting to me. I wonder. It will be curious to find that out. Just to cap this section off, I'd like to give you 14 seconds of Hazame's greatest hits in terms of pickles. So if you would be silent for the next 14 seconds as we bow our heads in quiet contemplation and worship at the altar of glorious localization. Let's try that again. Here we go.
You're cuter than a pickled cucumber. You know that? We will ferment in love's pickle barrel all our days. You're so delicious. Our love is stronger than the world's most pungent pickle. Won't you dive into the brine with me?
In the year of our Lord, our Savior, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Kotaku, amen.
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 All right, that's Fire Emblem. Let's talk about something else. Anyone else got a game they've been playing this week?
I've been like low key playing The Witness still.
Okay.
Oh my God, yes.
You're actually tolerating that game. I heard you were running into some frustration.
Well, I'm very slowly making my way through it. I've realized, like, it took a while for me to realize that if I get to a puzzle and I don't understand it, then I haven't been to the area where they teach it to you yet.
Yes.
So I kept like, I felt like I was just running into a brick wall forever. Just like, every time I see this thing, I don't know what it means, and I've never seen it in like a simpler sense, so I guess I'm just supposed to figure it out. And then it was like, no, like, the world is much bigger than you think it is. You just need to keep exploring it. Eventually, it'll be taught to you, and it's fine. That game, interestingly, though, I feel is designed to make you feel like you're going crazy. Like,
yeah.
You definitely, as you continue to play the game, and I don't know, maybe this is a spoiler? Like, do you want to throw out the spoiler warning at this point? The game's been out for a while, but just in case.
Hang on a minute. Let me. Nope, that's the wrong button. It's like Gerard, you've now become Laura K. Buzz. Congratulations. We're going to fix that. There we go. No, that's in the wrong place. I wish I was better. All right, cool. Spoiler warning is now up for The Witness. And I've managed to block out the text. I'm so bad at this. All right. There's no excuse. All right.
So, you obviously, as you continue to play the game, you see puzzles in the real world, right? Like, you'll be like, that looks oddly similar to a puzzle.
Yes.
Like that, that's a shape
the main
that I've seen
thing of the
in
game,
puzzles.
isn't
That's
it?
weird. Right. So, like, it took me a while to be like, what happens if I try to do that puzzle, though? And, like, the puzzles that are in the real world work. You can do them. Which has made it so that all of the puzzles that are, like, legitimate puzzles on screens, I don't give a fuck about anymore. I now spend all of my time when I'm playing that game doing puzzles in the, like, for reals life of The Witness.
Okay.
Which has created, like, a weird situation where I feel like I'm not progressing anymore. It feels like I'm just sort of satisfying this weird need in my brain to do the puzzles that are found, you know, in the landscape, but it doesn't feel like those progress the game at all. And I can't tell whether or not they do at this point. I feel like they probably don't, because I'm not learning how to do new puzzles. I'm not getting into new areas. I'm literally just looking frantically around for puzzles that are in the world. And it feels like I'm just, again, running into a brick wall, but in a way that's a bit more satisfying to me. I don't know. It's, I don't know how to feel about The Witness right now. Because it's frustrating constantly running into puzzles that I don't know how to do, and then being like, okay, well, I guess I gotta walk around some more. So I guess for me, once I realized that I could do puzzles in the landscape, it was like, oh, that's something that I can do regardless, right? Like, if I see a puzzle in the landscape and I just move myself around enough, eventually I'll be able to do that puzzle. And that's wound up being more satisfying than feeling like I need to just constantly walk around.
Do we still have the spoiler up?
Yeah.
Okay, so Dodger, I want to blow your mind here. So I have been playing The Witness by myself just in my free time, because there's no way I would ever show the world how bad I am at puzzles more than once.
Right.
So here's the basic gist. I've been hunting for the mysterious Jonathan Blow secret. This is actually the real ending thing for some time now. Right. And there's so many layers in this game. So there's the audio recordings. There's the video recordings. There's the puzzles you can find in the environment. There's all these things. Then there's the actual island itself is another layer. There are actual things on the island, physical things that are the puzzles.
Right.
Like buildings and shit. And then there's another level after that. Like, literally in the first few minutes of the game, there's a puzzle that you won't ever see the first time you play the game until you beat it. Go back, play the game again, and you'll be like, I never noticed this was even a thing. Because it's one of those things where the whole point of the game is, like, it keeps enlightening you as you go through the game. Like, the more you play, the more you see, and that's the whole point of the very first video. It's like, mankind needs to, like, the more they learn, the more they realize they don't know, so they keep searching for blah, 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 blah. And
it sounds
literally,
to me like you've had your mind Jonathan blown.
Jonathan blown?
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, yes. So literally, the very beginning has a puzzle that you're just like, I did not know that was even there. So, like, this hunt to find the secret ending has got me into, like, some deep lost shit. I don't know what any of it means. I honestly don't know what, like, I know there's a secret here. I just don't know if it's one of those, like, don't you see? It's about the human condition. Or if there's really, like, an actual, like, I'm slowly losing my mind. It's driving me crazy.
Like, seriously, I feel like this game is designed to do that, though, right? To, like, just make you be like, what am I missing? I'm obviously missing something. And I guess there are, like, 4 secret endings, and not all of them have been found by anyone yet.
Right.
At least anybody who's, like, been on the internet and been like, I found a thing.
Because a lot of people are still asking what the point of all the statues are, what the point of the boxes are. There's a lot of things in the game that just don't have a point, but look cool. And, like, if you, there's one, I think you and I were talking about this, there's one with the guy who's like the statue
who
The statue's reaching for the cup, and if you go behind him, he's reaching for the sun. That guy?
Yeah. There's a lot of that shit all over this game. And people are like, what does any of this mean? And it very well could be a thing like M. Night Shyamalan, where after he made one twist movie, everyone expected it to have twists. And
So he needed to make twists on twists on twists on twists on twists.
with a
Yeah.
twist.
And so it may not be that there's a crazy twist in this one, but after Braid, everyone's like, what is the actual real
What's the
thing,
twist?
John? What's the real crazy thing? And I am on that camp. Like, there's got to be something else here, because beating the game, you're like, all right, well, okay, but it's not. There's more. There's more to it, and I just don't know. I'm gonna find you, son of a bitch. I'm gonna find it, Johnny Blow. When I do, by God,
Johnny Blow.
I can't even.
You've got to respect the guy for being able to create something that is driving you that insane.
Yeah, totally.
That
yeah.
You're
never
like, I'm
let
gonna
it be
get in your
said.
head, and then you're like, fuck, you got in my head!
Never let it be said that Jonathan Blow is not one of the smartest people in the games industry. I have a fuckload of respect for him for that, even though I hate his games. But that's my own personal. I feel, you know why I hate his games? Because they make me feel stupid. You know?
Oh, totally.
They-
I
they-
felt
That's
very
a-
stupid when
That's
I was
a
playing
valid
Witness.
complaint about a game.
Yeah, those games,
Yeah.
I am not smart enough for Jonathan Blow's games. I'll freely admit that. And regardless, I have a ton of respect for the guy. And it sounds like The Witness, despite being literally $40 for line puzzles, has managed to be an awful lot more than that if you continue to dive into it.
Yeah.
It, like literally, the world, the island you're on, has puzzles that you're just like when you see it from a different angle, you're like, wait, that castle, the castle itself.
Yeah,
is a
I
puzzle.
do love that idea. Like,
That's
your perspective
crazy.
tricks and things like, apparently sound is a big deal in that game, and which is cool, unless, of course, you happen to be deaf, in which case you're probably not going to have much fun with The Witness. But I love the fact that the game has incorporated that.
Don't think I've played that game. The only times that I've turned the audio way up have been when I have audio recordings to listen to. But other than that, I've turned the audio down, so I'm
You're
probably
probably
missing like a
missing
whole
stuff.
layer.
Oh yeah,
Missing a whole layer of the game, apparently. Oops.
Oh man, it drives me crazy, but I love it in that over time, even though you know how dumb you are, you start to feel smarter because you're like, it brings you to the point where you think you're so stupid until it finally clicks. And that's the entire game, is that everything about it you don't understand until it finally, suddenly one day you're just like, holy shit.
I do think that some of the symbols could be more obvious in terms of what they do.
Right.
But where's
But,
the
like-
fun in that?
What's the fun in looking at a symbol and being like, that makes no sense. It could have, whatever. That's fine.
I would say if people can't be bothered to play it, what you should definitely do for a good laugh is go online and look up people's theories about what the game is about. There are literal essays, and here's the best part, almost all of them are different. Almost all of them are totally different about what people think the game's about, which is great. Because you know you've made something that's really, like, I don't even know, impactful, like, emotionally and spiritually and crazy. Like, people are just like, don't you understand?
Spiritually? You might be going a little far there.
Dude, some of the things people have written, like, I'm not saying spiritually to myself, I'm saying to people. Like, some things people have written have been like, it's about the human condition, and it's about who we are. It's crazy, and you're just like, it very well could be.
Yeah,
It
like,
very well could be.
Listening to the audio recordings and the fact that the game is called The Witness and seeing the positions of some of the statues, I could totally see why people would play this game and be like, there's a deep meaning here.
Yes, there's
Actually,
Very
it's about
deep.
ethics in games
Spiritual.
journalism.
Yeah.
That's
That's
or
exactly
Jonathan
what it's
Blow's
about.
giant penis. It could be either of those two things.
That would be amazing if once you found the secret,
was a
like,
giant
takes you to
dick
an underground
reference.
cave, and it's just like
a
a statue
3D
of him with
statue.
a giant, like, massive overflowing penis. That'd be great.
And that was the secret ending. It's like,
That's the
look
secret
at
ending.
my dick. That's it. Game over. I would have even
like-
more respect for him if he pulled
It's a
that
lovely
off.
dick, Jonathan.
It is
That
a
is
fine dick.
enormous phallic ween.
Yeah.
It just says, it's a big dick, and there's just a plaque on the bottom of it that just says "blow" in caps.
We've ruined The Witness, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Winner.
Yay.
My favorite part is the people who are showing up in chat being like, spoiler warning still up.
I was like, yes.
I'm like,
you want to know why that
busy
is?
Talking about Jonathan Blow's penis, okay?
Yeah, guys.
Keep it under wraps, y'all.
Super secret. That's the ending.
All right. Right. Gerard, you have been getting away with sitting there, sneaking through this show. I'm not going to let you do it, because I watched one of your recent videos, and that video was about Deadpool, and I've been playing a shitload of Marvel heroes, and I played Deadpool when it first came out, and I would love to talk about the Deadpool game, especially bearing in mind that, the movie's just come out, and I think it's a bit more relevant now.
So absolutely.
Tell me about Deadpool, because it sounded to me like you're on my bandwagon of this game's pretty fucking good, actually.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck everyone's deal was when this game came out, because actually when I first met Strippin for the first time, he was ranting and raving about the game, and he just said, everything's pretty great, but there's some like visual hiccups, but the game's pretty fun. And then, in December, they re-released it on PS4, Xbox One, and I think they also reintroduced it onto Steam.
Yeah, because it was gone for a while because of licensing reasons.
Steam?
Yeah. But I had fun the whole damn time. I don't know what. I read all the reviews, and I read everyone's like input, and I just was like, this is...
Well, here's the problem. You had fun.
That's not allowed, you see.
Hey, for a guy who completes games 100%, I had a fucking blast, and that's saying a lot.
That is saying a lot.
When I'm done playing a game, I'm like, I never want to fucking play it ever again.
We've seen all of the stages, all of the stages of the Completionist.
We see we get in the next morning, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's still playing.
Just like on the couch, just like, "Hi." I can't talk right now. I need to just finish this fucking game. It's like, oh, Gerard. Poor sweet Gerard.
Deadpool is God of War with a sense of humor.
Yes, it's so, there's so much to love in Deadpool, and it breaks my heart that people are like, here's why I hate it. It's like, it's supposed to be for fun, guys.
It loves you.
Game,
like, it's a love letter to people that play video games, is what Deadpool is.
Absolutely.
In the second level, there's that whole like Zelda reference, and it's like, that's brilliant. They ran out of money, and
they ran out of budget, so they changed the game to 2D. Yeah, it's like, this is so great. Good. Like, the literal creator of the game is arguing that Deadpool shouldn't be blowing up so much stuff because they can't afford it. Like, it's... Oh, but I mean, not only that, but it's just solid combat mechanics. It's a good, fun spectacle fighter. They didn't overdo the puzzles. I mean, there are definitely some jump up here and collect this, which is like
there's a few reused mechanics. There's a boss battle I'm pretty sure is the exact same as another boss battle. But other than that, it's like people I feel like are missing the point of just Deadpool in general, which is it's supposed to be fun. Calm the fuck down. It's a fun game.
And it's a takeoff on the problems with video games. Like, I mean, I just showed you a turret section where he's literally controlling a giant sentinel arm. And it's like, the game is completely self-aware that it's a fucking turret section. But it goes out of its way to make it funny and theme it to the Marvel Universe. And there's plenty of shit like that in that game. And that's like the brilliance of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, even just like the weapons... Just the different array of weapons really just like sell to what Deadpool is. Like the fact that he's got like that BFG type gun and just like
the hammers
and just like even the witty, like when you die in Arkham Asylum, right, or City or wherever, it's like, you always have Joker being like, hey, nice try, Bats. But in Deadpool, it's like Deadpool makes a good bit where it's just like, hey, maybe you should get better at the game, a-hole. Like, it's just, everything's fun. Even dying doesn't make you mad because there's always a fun thing to entertain you.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. It was a lot of fun.
I'm not 100% sure why it is that people hated it as much as they did. I think it actually delivered on exactly what it set out to execute. And actually found that to be interesting. You're watching a cutscene right now where it's literally cardboard! And before that, there was a blow-up doll, and he was groping it. Like, it's Deadpool. It's thoroughly Deadpool.
I feel like the two games that people decided they were going to hate before they even came out in recent memory are Deadpool and DMC. Both of those games, all of my friends who actually took the time to play that fucking game were like, it was great.
Yes,
it was fun. It was good.
I'll defend DMC to the death. I am well aware that it is not as complicated or as nuanced as DMC4 or DMC3. I will also get behind the idea that some people really fucking hated the remake of Dante. Cool. I'll get that. And also some of the dialogue is bullshit. But despite all of the...
Hashtag not my Dante.
Oh my god, yeah. Hashtag not all Dantes? Like,
not all Dantes. Have white hair.
But he is your Dante.
I know. I get it. Jesse, I know.
But he is your Dante, you son of a bitch!
The game is very edgelord. I mean, I'll happily admit that, DMC is very edgelord, but I still had a shitload of fun with it, despite having played the other ones. And also, it took elements out of DMC that I didn't like the timed jumping puzzles. The platforming in DMC was a shitload more fun than the platforming in DMC 3 and 4. It was,
visually, it was drastically different than the other ones.
God.
And it felt so much... It felt fast.
It was... It's striking.
Go.
It's visually striking. I mean, it's orange and blue to the fucking max, but it's visually striking. I mean, I wouldn't say that about Deadpool, but definitely, Deadpool's references and even just the base combat system for Deadpool it's not the best spectacle fighter in the world.
Oh, it's definitely rough around the edges, but, at the end of the day, you had... when was the last time you picked up a game and just were like, this was fun? I have, nothing...
Straight
It's
fun.
like when you see a movie, when you walk out and you go, man, that was enjoyable. I have no complaints at this time. And then you can go home and think about it later on. But when you walk out of the theater and you've just been like, oh, that was so fun.
That was really fun, yeah.
Great! It's exactly what we got from the Deadpool movie. It's exactly what we got from the Deadpool game.
Yeah. I didn't come out of that thinking this is a masterpiece of gaming, but it is a solid title. I certainly I'd absolutely recommend picking it up on sale if it's ever on sale. It's an Activision game, so it probably isn't. But yeah, I mean, by all means, do pick it up on sale. It is just a straight, fun character action game that has a lot of really interesting little pokes at gamers. If you are a gamer who has played a lot of games, you're going to find a lot to like in terms of the references and the way that the game deliberately screws with you. It pokes you all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I understood that reference because that's aimed at me. You made this game for me. And there's a lot to appreciate about that.
Yeah.
Rogue.
So, yeah, I mean, Deadpool's fun. But go watch Gerard's video on why Deadpool is good.
Oh, thank you, TB. Thank you very much.
Go find it on his channel. I watched that last night. I'm like, yeah.
Thanks, man.
I agree with that person. That makes me feel better because my feeling was validated. I'm pretty sure that's all people use my videos for as well. It's like, he agreed with me. That makes me feel better. It's like, no.
Gerald, are you...
Gerald?
I call
that's
that.
What, that's
Gerald, bring the car around.
Oh, that often.
Gerald.
Hi, my name is Gerald. Welcome.
Gerald
Hi.
the Completionist.
Gerald. That's me, man.
Okay, Trump.
Are you allowed to talk about Twilight Princess yet?
Yeah, it came out. Yeah, I'm good.
Right? Yeah.
So, bro.
Twilight Princess HD, yep.
Yeah, is that any good? Is that HD any good? Because I don't know if I want to buy that.
So, for me, okay, it's up and down, right? I think the character models, as a game, if you played the Wii version and you hated Twilight Princess, then you're going to love the HD port. But a lot of people didn't play the GameCube version. They played the Wii port and got kind of bitter that there was kind of forced motion controls. They didn't like that. Visually, the character models look way better. They kind of got rid of that overall glaze that the Wii port had, where it was like, why is Link look like he's covered in a halo? That's kind of all gone. But other than that, the visuals are pretty much left the same. It's solid all around. But if you're looking for a 1080p masterpiece Zelda game, I would say play Wind Waker because it doesn't have that same clean look.
That's sad.
I mean, Wind Waker's aesthetic lends itself to that. It's a very timeless aesthetic. Wind Waker's still going to look good in 20 years. This isn't.
Yeah, exactly. And that was my whole thing was it's great if you haven't played Zelda in a while. The character models look way better. They're more expressive, and it's good for what it is. But if you're looking for that Wind Waker aspect, you're not going to get that.
Yeah.
The art style is timeless with Wind Waker, so not the same with Twilight Princess. But overall, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
I don't. So, all right. I know you're a Zelda nerd.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna call you a geek, but I'll call you a nerd.
I'll take it.
So, out of all the things that have come out recently, what's the one that I should actually like? I have not played a Zelda game since I'm gonna say GameCube. Like maybe
Really?
maybe Wii. I don't remember the last one was I played. I have not touched a DS one in ever.
Join the club.
Yeah.
The last portable one I played was Link's Awakening, like way back when.
That one's like the best one, so you're good
So,
to
like,
go.
what's the one that I should play that just to like get me? Because here's the deal. I'm ultra hyped about the NX version, the new Zelda
U?
they keep. Yeah, the one they
The
keep.
one that they're very clearly not going to put on Wii U because they realize
Yes.
that their NX platform is going to do better. So
Nah,
that's
they're
why
gonna-
they haven't released it.
They're gonna multi-release it. They're gonna do the same. It was the
They're
same
going to
thing
pull
with
the same
Twilight
shit
Princess.
with Twilight Princess. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's
So,
what
yeah,
they're doing.
so-
Yeah.
I loved Link Between Worlds. I know you're not asking me.
Link
but
Between
I
Worlds
thought,
is great.
I thought Link Between
How
Worlds
dare you
was an
contribute to the
awesome
conversation?
one.
Yeah,
I know. Well, he was asking Gerard, but I just wanted to say, like, throwing my cap
yeah.
in
Like,
there.
so what should I be
throwing
jumping
my
on?
Minish cap in there.
Well, so
Yeah.
what? Let me ask you, what kind of Zelda experience do you want? Do you want like a console? Or you want the portable?
Console.
Console.
I mean, yeah, I need a console experience, and I want to get back into it, but I haven't I'm not a massive Zelda nerd.
In my opinion, and I'm this is like where all my credibility is going to be thrown out the door right now, as the chat will eat me alive. I personally think that Twilight Princess has better dungeons and mechanics than Ocarina of Time, and the big reason why, the big reason why is because you have in Ocarina of Time, there's a lot of, in my opinion, it hasn't aged nearly as well. But two, the combat is much faster. Like and you get the new skills from the older Link that teaches you how to get better as you're learning. And the new abilities. It's so much faster. Like you get into a dungeon, you see an enemy, and you go right at it. There's no like pulling this thing away from him and fighting for 15 minutes. It's you go in there and you fight. The chat, look at them all go crazy.
Traitor. Yeah, you're a traitor.
I'm a traitor.
A
But I'm not-
stormtrooper
that's
in
not-
green armor is gonna come get you, traitor.
That's not to say though that like Ocarina of Time isn't a bad game. I love that game. But I personally think Twilight Princess gets dungeons a little bit better. It all depends on what you want though. Like the best Zelda in my opinion is A Link to the Past / Link Between Worlds. I think they change every single week for me because it's familiar, but it's also really well done.
Personally, I feel like, and this I think says a lot about my taste in like Zelda games. Link to the Past and Link's Awakening are like my two favorite, and those
Yeah.
are ones that are like the old school, it's before they changed it to that sort of like we're gonna make it 64 style kind of deal. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to see what Zelda U is. If I had to guess, the vibe I get from Zelda U is that it's gonna maybe be a full original version of the first Zelda, just because there's so many screenshots and trailers and so on and so forth that have been referenced across the board in all their marketing. Honestly, the big thing I really wanted from do you guys remember that tech demo they showed for the Wii U when they first announced it with like at E3 they had like the gamepad and you can control the scene and it's Link fighting the one-eyed monster and Goma. Like it looked incredible. That's what I wanted out of Twilight Princess when they were redoing it, and that's not what we got. But I don't know. I'm super excited. I think if you want like the primo Zelda to go with, I'd say maybe wait until Zelda U, because at this point you're just going to be replaying a lot of stuff that's already available.
I love that you have Darkstalkers 3 playing
Oh.
behind you now.
I mean, at least you picked a good game to put on the peasant box. I mean, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I guess
That's
so.
true. That's true.
A
Thank
PlayStation
you,
1
Chat.
game. Yeah, there you go.
Everyone's reacting to Darkstalkers in the background right now.
I don't think that's just what they were reacting to.
Oh, blow Felicia! Oh,
Yes,
get her.
Felicia. So
Get Red Hood.
good.
Get her. Go on, get her. Get her.
Now I have to watch.
Red Hood's terrible. Get her.
Oh yeah,
She's an awful
Dude,
character. Nobody
Red
likes
Hood is
her.
being destroyed. Oh,
Felicia's
damn.
amazing.
Oh
just,
shit.
Just wrecked. Look at that.
Super wrecked. Was that a perfect? That looked like a perfect.
yeah, it looks
to
like
me.
a perfect.
Didn't mean
Oh,
a perfect.
yeah.
Because she's a cat.
This one was not.
Oh,
Got hit
the
by
comeback
Red Hood.
begins.
Got hit by the Red Hood. Oh,
This has become so pivotal right now.
Hang on. Is this just a demo? No one's actually playing?
No, I'm my office manager is playing it right now.
Okay. Who is he? Red Hood or Felicia?
Felicia!
Felicia!
He's Felicia.
Is he playing the AI?
Thank God.
Yeah, he is.
You suck. You're losing.
Yeah, you're losing.
What the
You
fuck,
suck.
man? You're losing to the AI on
You
level
suck.
1? Jesus.
Santel, about 14,000 people are watching you.
God,
tease
that
it right
was
now.
unsafe.
Get it
That was
together,
unsafe.
Santel.
Oh, you just got crossed up. Oh, look at that. Look at that unsafe move.
Shit.
Oh, you just burned in the EX. Oh, you
man,
get...
you're about to get
God, what a casual. What a
annihilated.
scrub. He's mashing. He's mashing. He's losing it. Palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti.
Oh,
This is not good.
spaghetti.
Oh,
He's nervous.
That ult, though.
And on the surface, he's mom's spaghetti.
On the surface, he's mom's spaghetti.
Mom's spaghetti.
I always knew it.
Inside, he's mom's spaghetti. On the surface,
Almost.
You can
Red
do
Hood
this.
is wrecking you.
You can do this.
Jay
J1!
J1!
Oh, counter, serious counter.
Oh, come on!
Oh, that's so Pringles.
Yes.
Oh, finally. You beat level
All
1.
right.
Congratulations. Well done.
Mom spaghetti.
Mom's spaghetti. All right. So, anyone else got anything else I've been playing this week? I mean, I could talk a little bit more about Marvel Heroes as I do every fucking week.
Man,
guess.
I literally have so many games that I've downloaded that I just haven't. Like, I downloaded Factorio, Rusty Lake Hotel.
I'm playing Factorio, yeah. I mean to.
Like, What Goes Up, that game where you're like, there's someone sabotaged a blimp, like, and you have to, like, solve the crime. There's so many games I downloaded that I just haven't played yet, and I'm like, I must play all these things.
I should probably bring up The Division, because I've been playing that all morning.
Oh yeah, that-
You actually got
literally
into
just
play?
came out.
Is that
So you were able to play
You were-
that.
I
Okay.
tried last night. All right, so the best image in the fucking universe. Do I have access to this? I believe so.
Oh, is it the line? The people on the line?
Well, I was in that fucking line.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know if that was happening on other servers, but I helped organize that fucking line because we rapidly realized that in the very first area of the game, you have to register as an agent. You have to go to this laptop and hold F. The problem is, if more than one person does it at a time, it doesn't work. So we had to literally organize a fucking queue in order to actually get people through. And we were on voice comms, like telling people not to cut the line and shit. You know, it was British Simulator 2015. It was perfect. But I would like to show you what Twitch looked like when Division went live in the US last night.
Oh, boy.
It looked kind of like that. All of those orange circles are the loading screens, at which point you get a random error. And people were, I was on Angry Joe's stream watching that, and we made it a joke because there were different error messages that were trying to collect the rare errors. And we're like, oh shit, I got a Delta. And I was like, oh shit, I only got Oscar and all that stuff. It's like Oscar and Mike and Delta and all these other names for errors. We're like, fuck, we're gonna collect those rare foil errors. So it was literally, we're playing Pokemon with error messages last night. It was, I mean, when it launched in the US, all the Uplay servers imploded, including the ones that were running Rainbow Six, which...
I love that 24,000 people in that image are just watching Summit do
look at a
nothing.
loading screen. Yep.
Do nothing.
Yep. If he wasn't running ads and donation messages during that time, he's a dumbass. He is a real idiot. But yeah, the queuing happened. Like when I got on briefly later, at about 4 a.m., I think. Everything was sort of working by then. And yeah, we were queuing, trying to get that fucking laptop to work. And I gave up after about half an hour because it just wasn't working. And then I woke up at about 10 this morning and I logged back on again and it worked fine. The servers seem to be fine now, from what I can tell. For some reason, my Uplay rewards are not showing up in the rewards thing because I've got a bunch of Uplay points that you can cash in for. Like, here's a Rainbow Six Siege jacket, and here's this.
Did you not know that Uplay is garbage?
I'm just finding this out actually.
Oh, okay.
Just
prepare for the ride.
Definitely have not experienced that in every single Uplay game that I've ever played. No.
Check this out. So, even though it will never exist on the internet, maybe unless Ubisoft fixes their shit, my very first major flaw with going it alone on YouTube was trying to upload Far Cry Primal. I got flagged for the song in the background that literally is like, it's like a dude chanting. And I was like, he's like,
amazing.
You can't do that. So anyway, what you would have seen had you seen that episode, the very first episode is logging in. From the point I log in to about 22 minutes into the episode, it keeps flashing in the top corner everything I unlocked by logging into Uplay. And where tutorials would be telling me how to play is like, you unlocked the new gun, or you unlocked... I'm like, I don't know what to do right now.
The Shiny Club. The Bulbous Club. The
Yes,
Sexy Club.
It's like, you unlocked the leopard skin for your hovel. Or you unlocked arm tattoos. I'm like, okay, yeah, but what do I do? Like, how do I play your game? It literally is right over the tutorial, so you can't see what to do.
God.
What do I do?
That
How do I
Uplay
play your
overlay
game?
is a really annoying guy at the party that
God,
tries to
that's
insert
so
himself
funny.
into the conversation. It's like, hey, you see what I got you? I brought some Jello shots to this party. I brought at least half a bottle of fucking Smirnoff, and look at all these like crisps. They're amazing. And it's just like, we're trying to have a conversation. Can you go away? That's Uplay in a nutshell with those games. But Uplay has gone all out on the. If you own games on Uplay, you earn points, which give you these cosmetic unlocks or little things in the game. Division's got like 10 of them. There's like, you can get 3 Dark Zone keys, or some credits, or a hat, or a jacket, or a gun, etc., etc. And it's kind of what Blizzard is doing, only they're going super hard on it. It's like, if you buy games on our platform, you earn Uplay points. If you play the games on the Uplay, then you earn the points, and you can unlock the other things in the other games. I actually kind of like that, though. I don't hate it.
I actually kind of like the fact that because I played literally everything there was to do in Far Cry 3 and 4 and Valiant Hearts and all these other Ubisoft games, when I buy a new one, I already have all the points needed to unlock every little thing that I can get in the games, and I'm like, all right,
I will say that the issue that I have with it is those games that don't use Uplay, because let's be honest, even if you buy Division on Steam, you have to run it through Uplay anyway. So you still get the points and everything. So it's not a big deal. Everyone who's playing it gets the points. But there are other games where you don't have to run it through Uplay. And basically, that to me is like a retailer exclusive. In fact, it is a retailer exclusive stuff. And we don't like that when it comes to buying games. So why would we like it on Uplay? You know,
Worst.
Somewhat hypocritical, I suppose. But I'll say, so far, the game is running fine. There was a bit of a scare last night. Nvidia released a driver that broke people's shit, which is not good. Don't do that. They fixed it this morning.
Right.
So I've got the new beta driver running. The game runs well, actually. Compared to the shitfest that Primal was, Division is a well-optimized game. It's a demanding game, but it's also the best fucking looking game on the market with a brand new engine. Like, I was looking at CPU load. It's evenly spaced across all, 12 cores. Like, it's properly optimized for multi-core environments. It seems to work okay with SLI. It maybe needs to be a bit better than it is, but usually that performance improves over time. It looks gorgeous. It's a beautiful game. The snow, the lighting effects, the fucking fire effects in that game are maybe the best I've ever seen. The way that the fire plays off the walls and reflects from melting snow on the ground. The level of detail on the walls and just the amount of junk. You know, it's a true New York City simulator. There's rubbish everywhere. It's disgusting. It is... And so, as a result, I cranked it all the way up to Ultra at 1440p, and I was like, okay, the game's dropping below 60 a little bit, but it makes sense that it is. Whereas with Primal, it's like, this engine is years old, you shouldn't be doing this. Whereas with this, it's like, this looks really, really good. So I can kind of understand that. I'm currently running on a high at 1440p, and I'm getting about 80, 90 FPS. It's cool. And it still looks really good. The problem is, as soon as you turn Primal down, it looks like hot garbage. But it still runs terribly.
How far are you into Division?
I played 4 hours this morning.
I know a lot of people who are doing story stuff.
Yeah, I'm doing story stuff.
I've already plowed through the game, and I can't, a lot of the reactions, no, Angry Joe had a very similar reaction, most of what I've read so far, but a lot of people are like, that was a shit story. I don't know if it's because they're mad that the game just didn't work. I don't know what tainted it, but literally everyone's like, I
got no impression from the beta that the story would be any good. It's complete generic post-apocalyptic, we must come together to survive, but everyone else is a big meanie, so we're gonna shoot them. It really is. You are judge, jury, and fucking executioner. Someone's rifling through a corpse, shoot their face off. That's justifiable, apparently. I'm like, really? That seems a little extreme, don't you think?
We should. Oh my god, I would love to make a clan and just call us Mega City 1, and we're all judges, and we just I am the law, and just
I am the law. What?
Law. I've been accused of the crime of rifling. Rico.
Armor piercing. I have my gun.
Damn that movie.
I got a minute. I need a prop for this.
I am the laugh. Oh my god, I hope he brings... I can't tell if he's going to go be Judge Dredd or Rico. Either way.
There we go.
It's like a
All right, excellent. This should do. Shotgun. Psst. Double whammy. Double whammy. That was the best bit of that entire fucking movie.
Oh, man.
This idea. I am Law. This is like you. What?
I love his response to that scene. Is just him shouting law at him.
Yeah, it really is. You betrayed the law. Yeah.
That's his bad guy comeback.
It really is.
Comeback. It's him just screaming law.
Yeah.
What a great movie. What a great stupid movie.
I need the Lawbringer pistol. Like this looks a little bit like the RoboCop pistol, which is why I bought it. But I need the Lawgiver.
I
that
like
needs
the
to
sight
be
on that thing. That is a ludicrous sight.
Oh, I may have added a
large
reflex sight to it because I'm a fucking idiot. It's got an underrail. I could put a laser on this fucking thing as well if I want. Yeah, it's that was a silly $20 site from Amazon, but it's like, yay! Oh, this is a fun, impractical fucking weapon. But hey.
I would
was
love
expensive.
to make a guild that's
It's
just
okay.
judges
Magazine
and we
fell
go
out.
around shooting people and we claim it's for the law. That'd be an amazing thing to have.
Well, I mean, we can do that in the Dark Zone. We could totally do that. It has proximity voice acting. We can just
so
approach people and say, you violated the law, and it's like...
Mega City 1 Penal Code 1756. We find you guilty. You're to be executed just like crazy shit.
We absolutely should.
I would love
Absolutely should. I mean, so far, the gameplay is the same as the beta. I did find a marksman's rifle early, which made the gameplay a lot more pleasant, because if you have a marksman's rifle and you headshot a guy that's the same level as you, that's a regular dude, he will die.
Damn.
If you do it with any other gun, then he won't. It's also worth noting that anything that's elite or a boss level is not going to die from a headshot. I took my marksman's rifle. It took me, I think, 7 or 8 direct headshots to kill the boss in the first level, which was fucking stupid. Oh my god, the Lawgiver is apparently available as an airsoft gun. Oh, that was 5 years ago. God damn it. Is that even available? I'm going to have to order this. Oh my god, that's so good. Oh shit, that's my next purchase. It's probably it's probably not even available anymore. Like, this was released in 2010. Fuck. There's probably one on eBay, though. All right, okay. There we go. We're
Whoa! Some dude made a replica that, like, lights up and shit. It looks so cool!
Yeah, I think this is just, like, I think only one person made this. No, and apparently it is available for $375. All right, we're gonna find one. I'm gonna find one. There's got to be one somewhere. I almost bought the Barry Burton. They re-released the Barry Burton airsoft gun, the one from Resident Evil. I already have Jill Valentine's Stars pistols, and they released the Barry Burton M9. M911. I was like, oh my god, that's too good. I want it. I'm an idiot for collecting this stuff, but. Anyway, it's The Division, it's a looter shooter, it's what I expected, I have the same problems with it that I did in the beta. I'm sort of persevering with it for a video. I'll probably just play the Dark Zone every now and again. It'll probably be pretty fun, we'll see what they do with it in future. Right now, I can definitely see why people would be not high on the story, because everything I've seen so far has been very... very run-of-the-mill, post-apocalyptic stuff. I will say the one thing I do like about it is the kind of Batman-style echoes, where they reconstruct, like, something that happened during the event through, usually through mobile phone signals and surveillance footage, and they give you, like, a holographic AR projection, and you've got to figure out what happened. And it's environmental storytelling, for the most part, because you compare it to what's on the ground afterwards. I was like, oh, that's what happened. Like, it's a very effective way of conveying some of the horror and the panic of that stuff. So sounds like what
Watch Dogs should have been.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Watch
very
Dogs should have been a
AR,
lot
yeah.
of things.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's definitely something that I'll end up checking out. But yeah, everything I heard, going into it, I already expected because of the world they set up. No matter what happens in this game, I don't even need to know the ending. I imagine it's gonna be one of those like, but then there was a bigger threat. Like it's gonna be one of those things. Like we saved the city, but
because they've already announced what the third piece of DLC is, which is coming in the winter. It's called Last Stand. So there's going to be some bullshit that goes down.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Well, I think the multiplayer stuff's going to be the make or break for that game, because if people are beating the story already, that's crazy. Like that's for a game that wasn't working most of the night. People have beaten it. Like that's all right. Sure.
Yes. I think, because apparently the story mode can be blitzed in like 10 hours. If you completely ignore all the side stuff, which is usually like, there's a hostage situation, or they've taken over this place, go take it back for stuff. You can blitz through that. Yeah. And I know a lot of people have just been blitzing it because you got to do some of the story stuff to unlock the areas in your base that give you perks and shit. So once you've done that, you can just go to the Dark Zone. And the Dark Zone, as far as I know, the Dark Zone is the endgame right now. There's supposedly going to be a 4-man kind of elite dungeon thing they're going to do, but I don't think they're out yet. I think they're coming soon.
Oh, God, help me. When I hear 4-man elite dungeon, all I can think about is not like, oh, what a cool experience that'll be, is there's going to be boss fights where it's just a dude. And, like, we shot him in the head 12 times, but he's still going.
That's the problem. That's the fucking problem. I mean,
horrible.
I've been doing a ton of stuff this week on Marvel Heroes. I've got 9 level 60s now. I might have a problem. The thing is, leveling up in that game is really fast, and I'm finding every character's kind of fun to level. They're all sort of unique in their own way. I just finished leveling Magic, who is the princess, the demon princess of Limbo. So I did almost nothing. I let my demons do it. I'm like, go on, my pretties! And they just murder everything, and it's wonderful. And she's an awesome character. And at the end game, when you run into those bosses, it literally is like they're damage sponges. It's like, you need to be able to do 5 million points of damage. Let's begin. And your tolerance for that is going to determine whether or not you like that. It's kind of the same as Diablo. You know, when you're fighting an elite boss, he doesn't go down fast. So you're using the right skills and the right rotation, and you're dodging his moves. I mean, that's all the combat really goes down to. So Marvel Heroes are the same as that. But you know what? If I'm throwing powers at a super-powered villain, I can indulge, I can engage with that, I can understand it. If I'm throwing bullets at a dude in a hoodie, and he's not dying,
yeah,
I can't.
Disbelief is suspended a little too far.
I can't.
At least give him some armor or some like mech suit or something.
And they always do that. They usually do like, he's a guy who's in an armored suit, which is fine for a little while, until you're like, I launched a rocket at him, but he's still going.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, you're just like, all right, I see what you're doing, but it's not real. Like, you're taking me out.
Yeah.
So apparently bosses now die really fast in Diablo. So people are telling me. It never used to be that way. Dodge, you played recently. How fast do the bosses die?
In Diablo?
Yeah, Diablo 3.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, if you're playing on easy mode and you have a ton of Paragon points, like even up to like Torment, the idea is you're supposed to up your Torment level to make it hard again. Like that's why there's Torment 10, and yes, keep upping the difficulty. You know, that's why.
Yeah. But, you know, I'll play a bit of The Division. I'll give them props for releasing a good PC version that looks absolutely gorgeous. You know, it is one of the best looking games on PC, no doubt.
That's a big thing for Ubisoft too. Pat on the back for them for
not fucking up the PC version. That's a pretty big deal.
Getting a game that runs on PC correctly.
Yeah, that is rarer than it has any right to be. Let's go to break. When we come back...
But, Gerard, I'm just, like, so hungry.
Oh, are you?
Do you have... Is there anything that...
Is this a bit?
Yeah.
I'm just, like,
you know what?
starving.
I have this burrito right here. Here, do you want it? I can just...
Oh, sure.
Yeah, here. Why don't you go ahead and take it? Why don't you just go ahead and take it? There you go, yeah.
That wasn't planned very well.
Thanks.
It wasn't planned very well.
Hey, Jesse,
great.
do you want one too?
I love a burrito.
You want one? Yeah,
Yeah.
I can just go ahead and...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the co-optional burrito cast. Where's mine? Bastards.
Hold on, you want this?
Thanks. What the fuck? That's not in any way that. Okay.
It
Try.
must be a distance thing, because we're so close to the office, it was a burrito, But by the time it got to you,
True. Magic isn't science.
Yeah, can you try it again? Can you try it again? I mean, I'm not.
yeah. Hold on, all 3 burritos combined.
Oh, pickles! Fuck! I hate pickles. Okay, there's the bit. All right, let's talk about stuff. There's actually quite a lot in the news this week. And there's so much that I didn't even bother to send it to any of you, which is amazing.
What?
Yeah, I'm a dumbass, as it turns out. That's probably got something to do with it. But there's been quite a lot. So, I mean, the first piece of news was that the Division broke on the night, but honestly, that's not even news at this point.
We can talk about Fable Legends.
We could, fairly tragic. Yeah. It looks like Fable Legends has been cancelled. It looks like Lionhead, which is a pretty damn story developer, is going to be shutting its doors, and that game, which was almost ready to release, and in fact was in closed beta, I believe, is now cancelled.
Yep. That game was in development for a long time, too.
I played it at least 2 E3s, so it's been around for a while. It was one of those games that every time you played it, it got a little bit better, a little bit cooler. You were like, oh, the character who was basically Excalibur, like she was the young girl who was like that was such a cool character. There were so many cool characters that they were adding to the game, and then it's just like gone. That sucks, man. That sucks.
Yep. So Press Play Studios and Lionhead Studios will be closing, and Fable Legends will be cancelled. I'm not happy about that either. It's not like Lionhead has been producing incredible games over the last 5 years, but they have certainly made some games that I've enjoyed a lot. And honestly, Fable Legends was something I was looking forward to, because it has that good old 4v1 asymmetrical thing going for it. And I love that. And we haven't had a good game in that genre yet. Like, the closest we've had is Dungeon Land, and that was a bit broken. It was fun, but it is broken. So I am very disappointed to hear that this is not coming out, because honestly, I was more excited for this than an actual Fable game. This looked like... I didn't think it needed to be a Fable game. It could have really been anything. But you know what? You're going to use the license for that. Cool, whatever. That's cool. But it looks like that's going down. It also seems that further Microsoft studios are being closed. Big Park, LXP, Function Studios, Sota, and Good Science are no longer on the Microsoft Studios website. Which means...
Do we know why they're closing all this down? Like, what the reasoning for any of this is? Besides money, I assume.
I am trying to find a reason...
Like, I just don't see one. I don't think Microsoft...
I don't think I've given one.
Anything. No.
I really don't think they've given one yet. I'm looking to see... I mean, these changes are taking effect as Microsoft Studios continues to focus its investment and development on the games and franchises that fans find most exciting and want to play. In other words, we're going to pay for the stuff that makes money.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't have invested my chips into newly redesigned Conkers if I were them. Because, god damn, those Conker models look like crap. Holy shit. I've never seen, like, I thought it was bad with Banjo-Kazooie a few years ago, but, man, that Conker redesign is like is nightmare fuel. Nightmare fuel, it's so bad.
If it ain't broke,
look
don't
awful.
fix it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, dear.
I also read a bunch of articles this week that were about how, and I think we talked about this either last week or the week before, about Microsoft's big, hey, we're going to do the whole thing with Windows 10 and Xbox and all that stuff.
So that's the other part of it, yeah.
Yeah, and companies were like, I don't want to be involved in this. Like, this doesn't seem right to us. So a lot of people are a little worried now.
Yeah, so what basically happened is, and he's not so much backpedaled it as kind of admitted that he didn't necessarily 100% know what he was talking about. So Tom Sweeney, who is the head of Epic, put out an article in The Guardian which basically blasted Microsoft's strategy on PC with the Windows 10 store and what's called UWP, which is Universal Windows Platform, which is setting out to basically replace .exe files, you know? The problem with UWP, for the most part, is that it's very, very locked down. Now, that means right now, there are a bunch of problems if you're trying to play a game on the Windows Store. So I got Gears of War Ultimate Edition on Windows 10. First Windows 10 game I bought. And I discovered some interesting things. For one thing, you can't fucking film it Unless you have a capture card, or you use their inbuilt capture software, which is dog shit, by the way.
What? Wait, so it won't even let you, like...
You can't use Fraps. You can't use DxTory. You can't use anything that hooks into the actual EXE itself. If you want, you can do screen region capture, but you can't do a full-on capture.
Because is stupid.
UWP is locked down as fuck. So you can't use any of this software. I can't use my Afterburner overlay to analyze frame rates and to look at like performance. That doesn't work either. You can't use the Steam overlay. Basically, anything that hooks into it doesn't work. Also, the game does not in any way allow you to use proper full screen mode. You can only use... Everything defaults in a borderless window, and there is no way to run full screen windowed mode. You know what that means? If you have a G-Sync or FreeSync monitor, your monitor doesn't work properly. Because that feature only works in full-screen games. So that's fucked. Currently, SLI and Crossfire do not work in Windows 10 games at all. Although there are rumors that they can be made to work. And also, bear in mind, DirectX 12 has a new thing which is really going to be replacing SLI and Crossfire. It's called multi-GPU, which in theory should be better. But the thing is that Gears of War doesn't support it. So, if you want... It's like, oh yeah, you can play the game in 4K now. Yeah, and literally nobody's graphics card is capable of doing that. At all.
What?
Yeah, so that's fucked.
Why?
You can't mod the game in any way. So let's say tomorrow that something as bad as Dark Souls was released on Windows Store. And Durante said, "To the rescue!" Puts on his cape and his mask and his little tiny shorts. And he says, you know what? I'm going to rescue Dark Souls. And he realizes he can't fucking do it. Because everything is hidden. Like these apps, you can't do anything with them. You can't modify them.
Wait, so all the games and stuff are through the apps, not actually your desktop?
Yes, they're through the apps. That's what UWP is.
How fucking stupid is that? Oh my god.
So the advantage of UWP, which is barely even an advantage, is it allows it to run on pretty much any Windows platform. So you can run it on a phone, you can run it on a tablet, you can run it on an Xbox. Apparently it makes everything super simple. That's the only good thing, but of course that's really of no benefit to us as consumers. Yeah, that is...
they understand the reason why people hated 8. And even they acknowledge it while moving to 10 and making it more desktop because people hated all the apps and shit. Like, they even acknowledge that. So to make you be like, you have to go through the apps to do this is so dumb and counterintuitive. It's mind-boggling.
As a side note, something that happened to me last night and apparently happened to many people.
Happened over here, too, yeah.
Is that Windows 10 has switched from... It is now a recommended update.
Recommended update, yes. I've heard about that.
If you have automatic Windows updates, then you will wake up in the morning and suddenly your computer is on Windows 10. And that's what happened to me this morning. I was like, what the fuck? It was like, welcome to Windows 10. I was like,
hi,
no!
I'm Cortana. Do you have any questions? Yeah, Cortana, what's my fucking desktop?
Yeah, what the fuck did you do, Cortana?
Yeah, I dual boot Windows 10 for obvious reasons, because I don't want to replace Windows 7 yet, because I know all my software works on Windows 7, and all my games work on Windows 7. I am not going to use Windows 10 as my daily driver. I'm not going to do it until I absolutely have to. And right now I don't. So... As it stands, Windows 10 is a bit of a pain in the arse for me. It's fine. Like, it runs fine. I had a huge problem getting the store to actually work on Windows 10. It wouldn't do it, because it's got to fucking be bound into your Microsoft account, and apparently there was some issues where my Microsoft account wasn't properly synced, so the app literally wouldn't load. And you can't uninstall it because it's an app. It's not an actual program. In Windows, these UWP apps are a fucking nightmare to get rid of because they're built in on the OS level, from what I can tell. So it's a fucking nightmare. So that right now is just some of the problems with Windows 10 Store. I know Durante wrote an article on it. I'll probably do a video on it, which will not be as detailed because honestly, I don't know as much. But what I can do is tell you everything that's wrong with that store. That store is awful. Buying stuff on that store is a pain in the ass. Accessing games on that store is a pain in the ass. I don't believe I can even run a game without loading the store. I have to click through several things to even fucking load anything. The updates take forever. The download takes forever. That you can't modify anything on a command line level. All of the stuff that Steam has, or even Origin, or even Uplay has, is not in the Windows Store. It is a basic piece of software that is 5 or 6 years out of date and clearly designed for mobile. It's awful.
Yep.
So that's the current problem. Is it fixable? Yes. And I'm gonna be entirely frank. I'm willing to give up some of the freedom of my operating system for better performance. Absolutely, because I want the best games. That I've said it before. If consoles ran better than PC, I'd switch to console in a heartbeat. I would. They don't, but I would. The problem is that this is not true. Like, maybe when everything starts supporting DirectX 12 and everything, yeah, sure, okay, I'll have a reason to use Windows 10. But as it stands, none of the shit on that store even supports DirectX 12 right now. At all. So there's no benefit. The only real DirectX 12 game that's currently out is a Steam exclusive. It's fucking Ashes of the Singularity, and that's in beta. So I am not happy with that, and nobody else is either. And they're like Microsoft, what the fuck are you doing? And I agree. I absolutely agree. Why are you... I get it. You've lost control of the PC platform. You want control back. This is not the way to get it. The way to get it is to compete properly with Steam with a good store experience. Build a better mousetrap. Origin did that. Origin's been working on that. Origin gives you free fucking games every month. Origin has better customer service than Steam does. Origin has better fucking sales than Steam does now. Origin's a pretty good client now. It used to be dog shit, as we have all attested. Right now, the Microsoft Store is dog shit.
That's so dumb. So dumb.
Super
Just
dumb.
take the time to build the UI correctly, to have it integrate correctly. Who cares? Don't rush it out. If it sucks, it sucks. And then we spend like 18 months dealing with the headache. I just don't get it. Way too frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no benefit right now in my eyes to using that store or Windows 10. None. No benefit to the consumer. You're losing freedom and you're gaining nothing in trade.
Oh, that's so dumb. So dumb.
It's annoying. It is. Because I believe Steam needs competition. I do. And Microsoft are doing, in some ways, the same thing that Steam has done. Forcing games onto their platform. Forcing them. And that still happens to this day. I'm not just talking Valve games. But that's how they started. They forced us to use Steam when they released Half-Life 2. And everyone fucking hated it. Why do you think people would be okay with it now? Because Steam is a much better platform than it was. But there are so many games that are released that use Steamworks that you have to run through Steam. And that's how Steam maintains its market dominance. Right now, the Windows Store has nothing other than basically a couple of exclusives to bring people away from that. And that's not enough. Has it made Uplay a popular platform? No. Has it made Origin a popular platform? No. What made Origin more popular was it being less shit. They made it a better platform. That's how you compete. It's not through exclusives. And it's certainly not by strong-arming your customers, which is what they're doing right now. It's console bullshit is what that is. I didn't buy a PC for that. It's a closed system. Don't like it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Microsoft, do better. I want to see legit competition to Steam because they drop the ball so damn much and they get away with it because of their market dominance. Be better. Suck less is what I'm asking you.
Please.
Is that unreasonable?
Just once.
Just once.
Just once, suck less.
Can you stop being Microsoft for a second and be good? Ugh. Yeah, so that's that. Anyone see anything else in the news this week that was particularly noteworthy?
So something that's still like building off of the Microsoft stuff.
Oh, great. Yep, okay.
I know. Is I don't think we've talked at all about Quantum Break's live action TV show that's integrated into the game.
No.
So they've made it so that Quantum Break is a game about time and all that. And in the game, they've announced that you play the protagonist. You make whatever choices you want to make, And then, depending on what you do, there will be interludes of short live-action segments that show you the antagonists. At least that's how they've pitched it. So they've gotten like a whole cast together. They've filmed like 40 different outcomes for the game, depending on what you do while you're playing it. And they've announced that if you get the game on Xbox One, all of that just gets downloaded, right? So you can just be like, all right, I have the game, I've downloaded all of the video files, and now I can just play the game without a problem. Mm-hmm. The PC version, you have to stream it. So you will have to play Quantum Break online. You have no option to download the videos like you do if you're on Xbox.
Oh, God. I hate that.
Which is fucking stupid.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I think that's a game that's going to be a Windows 10 exclusive.
It is.
As well.
It's a Windows Store exclusive. You've got to run it Windows Store.
Oh, God damn it.
Fuck!
Good news is, I'll say it again, that game's going to be bad. Stop. Like, it's going to be a bad game.
I haven't played it. I have no idea. I'm going to judge it when it comes out.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be a bad game.
But I already know. It's like, great, I've got to run it through the Windows Store so I don't get the optimal experience. So that's already a black mark against it.
Yep.
People
already were like, I'm only going to play it on Xbox One then because I have to get it through the Windows Store. And now they're like, wow, I'm definitely only going to get it on Xbox One. Since...
You see, I never get that argument. Like, you've got to be someone that doesn't care about frame rate at all to do that. It's like, there you go. You know. That's cool. Yeah. Uh-huh. But if you're a PC gamer, like, you're out of your mind if you do that. Even the worst port on the planet is probably still going to run better than on Xbox. You know? So I don't get that argument unless you really don't want to upgrade to 10, in which case, okay. But it's like, great, you're going to play the latest and greatest at 30 frames per second. Why do you even own a PC then? What's the point?
Spreadsheets.
Yeah. Emails.
Porn,
TV.
I guess.
Yeah. Porn.
That it?
Porn spreadsheets.
Netflix.
Yeah.
I feel like all those things tie together in this weird, gooey way.
Yep.
They do.
Yep.
Moving on, here's an interesting one for all of us. So, a recent site just launched called chrono.gg. Now, this site is promising, basically it's aimed at YouTubers, and they have daily sales of video games. Yeah. So, they are providing a sales platform by which if YouTubers sell games through the platform by advertising them, they get a cut of the revenue.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Interesting. I mean, this seems like it's sort of getting on the bandwagon of stuff that I think PewDiePie and I know Yogscast have been doing, where they made a store through the Humble Store and they get a cut of every game they sell.
Right.
I'd like to know your thoughts on this, because I have particular qualms about this in terms of, and we crashed the website, so maybe if you want to aim it at YouTubers, don't create a site that falls the fuck over when a live show points you to it.
Yeah, when YouTubers tell people to go and look at it,
and then
if your site crashes, that's probably a problem.
Yeah, you make one video and the website's going to crash.
Yeah, I think it's going to come back up. Yeah, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on it, because mine are probably going to be a little bit different, and I imagine Gerard's as well, because, Gerard reviews, I critique, kind of the same thing. You guys kind of don't, so I imagine you have a different spin on it.
I'm gonna, my spin is this. As a person who plays video games for a living and makes money off the entertainment aspect of it, let's playing a game. Mm-hmm. All I'm doing is making silly voices and talking over it and acting like a fool. My job is to entertain you, and that really should be it. I should earn money off of my ability to entertain you and you watching that entertainment.
Okay.
I think if because of what I do, if you go to buy a game, I hope the vast majority of the money there goes to the devs. Mm-hmm. And those people who actually had something to do with the game, rather than an asshole like me who's just playing it online. I would much rather you go there and a dev see that, oh, well, Jesse, this guy playing it, is playing this game and loving this game, and you're going to go buy it, not because he's trying to sell it to you and be like, hey, get me some money. You're buying it because you love the game, and he inspired you to buy the game, which, is the foundation of a really good business plan for you, the developer, and me, the guy playing the game, because now we have a trust that I'm not trying to mooch off of your money, and I'm not trying to screw you over in order to get me mine. Instead, I'm doing this because I'm an entertainer who is entertaining people, and they love it so much they're buying your game. And it's a cycle, and we work together, and we're the foundation of an industry that helps the both of us. And that's literally where I'm at on that. Like, I get asked many times to would you put the link to this in there, or this in there, or this in there? And the only time I've ever done that is during a brand deal. Like, unless we have an understanding, I'm not going to put a link to, like, games. Like, if people want to go buy it, awesome.
You're not mixing the two. Like, your promotional material is clearly both marked and fenced off.
Yeah.
With a giant sign that says, this is promotional material.
Totally.
You are, I might say, one of the more unique YouTubers in that respect, because there are way too many YouTubers that blur that line way too much.
Well, again, this goes to me being an old-ass man, and that I have had a job before YouTube, and I've done things before YouTube, and I know, like, I understand, like, what fair business practice is. Like, I'm not a 17-year-old kid who got into YouTube and suddenly was like, I'm making a shit ton of money, and I can make more money and do crazy shit. Like, I just, again, this is so cheesy to say, but, like, going back to a teacher, the whole point of being a teacher is, like, you don't fucking manipulate your students, and you don't, like, there's a thing there that you can't, like, you're the adult in the room, and you see people. It's called
ethics.
Right? No, it's totally true. It's the idea that, like, I have sworn that I will not, like, go around sexually harassing students, or, like, you just don't do that stuff. And when you see people who do that, you're like, that's fucking gross. And it's the same thing in gaming, where it's like, it's your audience, it's your fans, and on YouTube, this is the connection. It's not like in the movies where they go to see you for 2 hours and then go about their life. This is like an everyday connection. And if you manipulate and abuse that, that's fucking scummy as shit. And I dislike people who do that immensely, because you should, like, it's about entertainment. It's about being honest with your audience. And you shouldn't be like, not everything's about trying to make as much money as you goddamn can. Like, there's more to it than that. And it just, be a good fucking human being. It drives me crazy when I see people who do that. I can't even stress to you how much I hate people in our industry that are just singular minded about, like, I'm gonna get as much fucking money as I can and fuck everyone. It's like, I hate you. Like, I just hate you.
And for those making sorry, Dodger, go ahead.
Oh, all I was gonna say was, like, I think a lot of people reach this weird point where they sort of throw those two relationships out the window, right? Like, the relationship between me and my viewers, and the relationship between me and the developers of the games that I am playing. And sometimes, like, people seem to reach this foggy point where they're like, but I have so many viewers. Like, I'm obviously the important one here. Like, I'm the one with all the power. And it's like, no, you've developed relationships with those two entities, and you need to decide, like who you are and how you interact with those two. It's, I totally agree. It's, people get really fucked up about that.
There's a balance between knowing your worth as an entertainer, but also knowing your audience's, like, knowing the audience that you service, and also knowing that these game developers and stuff, if you fuck them over, or you try to, like, wedge in on their money, guess eventually down the line, no one's going to want to work with you. And more importantly, no one's going to work with anyone else. And you're ruining it for everyone else. Like,
it's just like, look, it's just like Hollywood, right? Like, eventually people are like, this actor or actress is the worst to work with, and we're not hiring them anymore. Yeah. So it's like hopefully we are also just, like, good people, but just from a business standpoint as well, it's like, if you treat people like shit, if you treat your community like shit, and if you treat developers like shit, then they are going to leave you. That's just how it works. Like, it's not...
I think...
Go, Gerard.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, go, Gerard.
So, last year, I made a big stink on YouTube about how I no longer want to be paid for brand deals with game companies in regards to critiquing or reviewing their games.
Right.
If they want me to Let's Play it on my Let's Play channel, they want me to do a feature, I can. But for the most part, like, when it comes to the main Completionist show, I keep it completely separate. And if anyone wants to advertise with that, I always say, are you a food company? Are you a clothing company? Are you anything that's not a game company? Because if you're not a game company, I will take your money and I will integrate you in the show and shout you out. But if you are a game company, I always say no. Always say no.
It's exactly the same thing that we did with the podcast. We let me put it this way. I'm going to do a very rare thing, which is actually disclose some money amounts, which I barely ever do. In the last 48 hours, we've turned down $15,000 of brand deals from games companies.
Wow.
Please
I have a show called Jesse Sells Out. You want to come my way? I'll do that real quick.
Let me... You twat. Let me... I knew it. I knew you were going to do that. Well, let's make it abundantly clear. Like, there is a line that is really, really hard not to cross, especially when you're being offered money of that amount. Mm-hmm. And as you just mentioned, Gerard, there is also a difference in types of content. Let's play versus critique. They are different kinds of content with different levels of expectation. That does not mean that a Let's Play cannot be fucking biased. It absolutely can. But I feel it's more difficult to be biased in a Let's Play and not be spotted. Because you're playing the game, you can't fake enjoyment that much. Especially if you're not editing out the shit. You know? So, I think that people mostly get it.
You can only yell so much.
Yeah, you really can. Yeah, I mean... I said it back in the past that I felt that I walked too close to the line with my PlanetSide 2 content back in like 2012. I felt at the time I feel okay doing this, but looking back on it, I don't know if I do. I really don't, because that's put me in this really weird situation now where if I ever talk about PlanetSide 2 ever again, someone is going to have a fairly righteous criticism saying, didn't you work with them on a professional level at some point? It's like, you're right, I did. And it got to the point with brand deals, I've been turning down so damn many of them, and I've really been doing ones that only involve games I've already played and looked and critiqued. You know, the Polaris Civil War, that disaster of a fucking brand deal. But, you know, the games that I played during that, Natural Selection and Chivalry, were games I critiqued like 2 or 3 years ago. Same with Guns of Icarus. I've already done that. People already know what my opinion is. It's down there, it's time-stamped, it's enshrined, and it had nothing to do with what they're now offering me in 2016 to play it again. Because at that point, they're buying what's called mindshare. They're buying the audience's attention, whereas the audience's attention could be on something else, because we only have a limited amount of time, a limited number of videos we can put out. So they're buying mindshare, they're buying space on the channel, and you can do that ethically if you properly disclose it, but it's difficult. And the more that you rely on your viewers trusting your opinion, the less you can start to rely on these brand deals. Now, when it comes down to this is an interesting situation, because I've thought about referral stuff for a long goddamn time. A lot of other people have gone further than thinking about it and have flat out just shilled for like fucking G2A. You know, if you see anyone with those G2A things in there, those custom links, huge amounts of streamers shill for G2A, huge amounts of YouTubers shill for G2A, which is unfortunate because G2A is a great selling market that enables credit card fraud. It enables the exploitation of regional keys, which shouldn't be in the hands of people from, you know, Region 1 territories. It's a pretty shitty website and a shitty business. But I understand, you know, people got to make a living. I get it. And they may not have the moral qualms with it that I do. Those are referral links. Here's the thing with a referral link. You might think that's pretty innocent. I mean, one, most of these people don't disclose that it's a referral link and they're getting a kickback. That's unethical and illegal.
Yep.
Go read the FTC regulations. That's fucking illegal. Don't do it. There's a few sites that have already been nailed to the wall for it. Don't do it. You make us all look bad and you could get fined. So don't fucking do it. But here's the thing. You might think a referral link is kind of innocent, but if I know I'm going to be putting a referral link in my video link, and I know that if the game is represented well, more people are going to click and buy, does that not introduce a subconscious bias into my coverage that says I should make this look better? Because that will shift more units. And that's the rub. That's where this is a problem. That's where this setup becomes an issue, because you got people who are playing games, because this thing apparently does a sale every day. Right now it's doing the Banner Saga. We've all pretty much gone on record saying we like the Banner Saga, right?
Yep.
So I could sign up to this website, arrange with them, and I could start linking that Banner Saga sale, and I'd make a bit of kickback. And you know what? That at that time is fine. But now I'm factoring that into my future videos. what if it goes on sale? I better represent this game well so I can put out a link later, and then I can say, well, my opinion was that game was great, so I'm established. I'm ethically clear. Therein lies the huge problem. The fact that this even exists, and the temptation to use it introduces that element of bias into your coverage. And that to me is potentially dangerous. And it sucks because I would make a fucking killing off of this stuff. Like, I've always thought what would happen if Steam had a kickback system. The amount of money I would have made from Steam would be huge. But simultaneously, in doing that, it's something that doesn't sit well with me. I don't know if I could still be ethical in that regard.
Right.
So looking at this Banner Saga on their page right now, is Northern Lion partnered with these guys? Because they just featured.
A lot of people are.
I mean,
Okay.
a lot of people are across everything.
No, you're not talking about G2A. We're talking about Chrono. I have
GG.
absolutely no idea if Northern Lion is affiliated with Chrono at this time. There's no list of people who are.
It feels weird to me to see
His video in there?
his video from.
Can someone go to Northern Lion's Twitter and see if he's linking to this
2014.
website? I'm curious.
I mean, if he is, like, no big deal. It just seems like if he's not.
He's not, I think it's a bit shady to feature his video because it implies that he's affiliated with them.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it comes across to me.
I'm not seeing anything.
He might not be happy about that then. Because it seems like that they've put his video there and they're kind of implying that he's affiliated with them, and that's not true. As far as we know.
Yeah, he did not post anything about it.
Well, that probably means he's not affiliated with them then, because why would he not promote it if he was getting a kickback on it?
It just seems weird
That's sketch. That is sketch.
I imagine TV, they probably feature your videos every now and then, too.
If they do, I'm going to tell them fucking not to.
So I went to his Banner Saga video. Let's look at the Banner Saga.
Uh-huh.
And in the description, all this stuff, it's like, Banner Saga's on Steam, Banner Saga's this and that, subscribe to our channel to learn more about the Banner Saga, his Twitter, all that stuff. Literally nothing about
this.
That page.
I think they put that in there without any permission then.
Yeah, I thought maybe he was doing like a thing with them and it would be in the description.
Apparently
His
he's on
Banner Saga's
holiday right
videos-
now.
That's a 2-year-old video. So they literally just took a 2-year-old video of his and put it on their website.
Yeah, Chrono, that's not okay. Because that implies endorsement. If you did that with my video, well, I mean, thankfully you can turn off embed, so I got that video and nuke your website that way, and you'd look like idiots. But that's not okay, by the way. You can't just take someone's video and say, "Hey, yeah, this," because it doesn't say they're part of it, but it's an implied endorsement. Like,
yeah, that is.
Someone looking at that would think that Northern Lion is affiliated with this website, and that's not true, as far as we know. That's sketch.
Yeah,
that's sketch. I don't know though. It's so difficult because what is the harm? People might say in me because I looked at Banner Saga like 3 years ago. Why shouldn't I link a referral link to this and make some cash off an opinion that I had 3 years ago? Why shouldn't I do that? But the only reason why I shouldn't do that is what I just said. That I start to you start to go down that road.
Oh, yeah. Suddenly, all of TB's reviews become very positive because he knows in the future he could sell on those. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's the big fucking sticking point with this.
Future-proofing your videos, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, like, there are plenty of opportunities, and, like, sometimes we have to seek them out, but there are opportunities that come up to work with companies that don't have anything to do with games.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll.com/TotalBiscuit
is a great example of that, where you can get 1080p anime, unlimited anime. Go to Crunchyroll.com/TotalBiscuit. Do it now.
Exactly. And it's like, we don't need to be creating these, like, ethical potholes for ourselves.
The real problem is, of course, that the most effective form of game advertising is on fucking video game videos. Obviously. You're hitting your demographic, and you're also exploiting the influencer aspect of it. People trust us. And if I tell you to go and buy Banner Saga on that website or whatever to make me some money, by the way, I'm not signed up with that website, so don't do that. I won't make anything. Then people are going to do that. And that's power. And that power can be so easily corrupted. So easily. It even got to the point where I was starting to think that, having referral links to video games that just gave me like in-game currency or items was getting a bit sketch, Even though I can't pay the rent with Warframe Platinum. But but still, it's a benefit. I'm gaining a benefit from it. Do I have the right to gain a benefit? Like, to some degree, I think I do. I think to some degree all of you do. Because as much as, Dodger, I liked your point earlier that we built our audience on the back of other people's work, but that doesn't mean that all of our work was irrelevant.
Oh, no, of course not.
So we have some right to
have the most relevant
yes,
work.
Well,
I think is
when you put yourself
shitty.
before the game, that's where you lose it.
I mean, it's a compromise. You were saying to the developers, I'm not going to take what you created and fuck you out of the money you earned. But at the same time, you're hoping that they, in return, will be like, well, I'm not going to come after you because you made a silly video. We're going back and forth on this.
Yeah.
We make ads. They sell their game. That's it. Like that should be the cyclical nature of this industry. And by being a good person, you're trying to keep that going. And when you're the person who's like, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z to fuck this up for everybody, you're ruining it for everybody. Stop it, asshole.
And there are so many websites that are like literally half their videos are sponsored videos. Like, it's just like, do you even have a real opinion?
Also, I want to let you know, the people who are like that, on a almost daily basis, Krendor and I go to your channels and watch your videos and laugh at you. So just know that we make fun of...
God, the goofs are too real. And all of us know the goofs.
All of us know who you are. And we see
Yeah,
through
we
you,
do.
and we give you shit behind your back all the time. So
We do.
Every morning,
You
Jesse
know who
walks
you
in.
are.
Every morning, Jesse walks in and goes, "Have you seen this? Holy shit!" And, pulls out his phone, and we spend 30 minutes watching it, and
This game is so great, guys! And it's like he's pinned his mouth over it, opening a smile. Like, this game is great!
yeah, no, it's blatantly easy to see who the people who
you
have
can
just
see, if you
given
worked
into
in this
the
industry, you
sellout.
can see right through it.
And you're just like, you are making this so hard for everyone. I hate you so much.
Ever since I stole Jesse's idea of selling out and just labeling it as, for Super Beer Bros, we have Super Sellout Bros, no one complains because they know exactly what the thing is about. It's so easy just to say, I am getting paid to talk about this, and that's it.
I don't. Yeah, no. It goes to that thing where it's like, I took this awesome Instagram photo, and in the background there's 15 jugs of X drink, and it says G Fuel, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's hard.
Or the Viners, they get paid for a 7-second video, and it's just them drinking a Coke, and it's like, I wonder how much Coke paid for that video.
I mean,
delicious Coke.
It's not like you make money on Vine any other way, so I don't exactly blame them. But maybe you shouldn't be aiming for Vine as your career. But then again, people told me that about YouTube in 2010, so I guess I shouldn't be saying that because that's pretty hypocritical. You never know what the latest frontier in media is.
I mean, can you theoretically disclose a video in less than 7 seconds? And
in the description, yes, but you have to orally disclose under FTC regulations. So no, you can't.
Right.
So yeah, but Vine is dodgy as shit.
What a great Coke! By the way, this is sponsored by.
Yeah, exactly. Vine is dodgy as shit when it comes to disclosure. It's weird. That's definitely a weird thing. But I mean, personally, I think that there should never be any doubt in the mind of our viewers that what we're saying is what we think. And if we do brand deals, we have to thoroughly and completely fence them off from our other shit. They need to be quarantined. People need to know there's not going to be a fucking opinion here. This is not a sales pitch coming from me. They've bought time on my website and playing their game, and that's it. That's the extent of our relationship. But even that is tricky. We all turn brand deals down. All of us, everyone in here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And it's sad because the amount of money attached to some of them is just that could change my life. That could make everything so much better. Yeah. But I'm going to say no because it's stupid.
The hardest thing for me is when a company approaches you and you're jazzed because you really like that company.
Them? Yes.
And they're like, this is what we want you to do. And you respond with, well, I have some ethical concerns about that. What if I did this? And they're like, no. Then I guess goodbye.
I mean, that gets even harder. You've got to try and keep the companies at arm's length because at the end of the day, we're kind of still starry-eyed gamers who can be very much impressed, starstruck by these developers who've made shit that we've really enjoyed. People that we fucking respect. We played these guys' games in their fucking childhood. Why do you think it was such a kick in the fucking balls to have Tim Schafer turn out to be a bit of an arse? It's like, I played your games when I was a kid. What? Quit it. You never meet your idols, I think is the term, isn't it? Never meet your idols. And I think you've got to be super careful with that. And that's especially true when you're dealing with brand deals and things like that. It's getting to the point where I consider myself friends with Howard from Muse Games, the guy who made Guns of Icarus. We've done several brand deals for them. I mean, at least when everyone knows I talk about Guns of Icarus, they know I'm a fucking sellout. Because I've done like 3 brand deals with Guns of Icarus. They know anything I say about Guns of Icarus doesn't mean anything, But there are other companies that you could very easily fall into that trap. Very easily.
Well, I mean, it's just the industry we're in, and it's one of those things that as time goes on, you hope that it will regulate itself, and the people who do the scummier things will just vanish. But currently, as it is, because if you remember, a year ago we were stuck in the middle of oh, you didn't tell us it was an ad, and everyone was up everyone's butt, and we got hammered all the time.
By the way,
yeah, clearly that has worked, and that has helped.
Dodger camera.
Oh no, what happened?
It's just it's something that we all have to deal with right now, and it's better to, as a community, try to get the awful shit out of it already.
Yeah, we need to cut those tumors out, because they do poison the industry. They cause, every time one of these fucking things blows up, everyone gets distrusted, even the honest dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This is why people who are responsible for that can go fuck themselves. It's like, read your fucking laws, understand. If you're in this business, you don't have an excuse not to know what the fucking law is, particularly when the FTC has now made it super clear. Super clear.
Mm-hmm.
Used to not be the case.
I work constantly with Nintendo, and not even to promote their games. They just are
we saw the back rub. We saw the back rub. You
Miyamoto?
sellout.
Hey,
I saw so many screen grabs of that.
Just ooh.
When I met Miyamoto, it was an honor to meet him, and the event was fun, and I didn't get paid for the event. I got flown out to see him, but I didn't have a monetary gain from it. And still, I saw one dude on Twitter made a huge ethical post about how oh, you're a sellout because you got you made all this money to meet your childhood hero, and you're just as bad as IGN and everyone else. And it's
no, I don't think you've read IGN if you really believe that. IGN is doing the back scratch thing 100 times a day. IGN First, the system they use to basically get the exclusives on everything, is literally that. They guarantee coverage for the game in return for exclusives. How is that not quid pro quo?
Yeah.
How is that not biased? It is. And I mean, that's one of the major issues with the games media in general, is that they get too fucking buddy-buddy. They get flown out to these lavish events, and that's happening to YouTubers now more than it is to traditional press, because YouTubers are easily taken in by it, especially new ones, the glitz and the glamour.
But in Gerard's case, I'd like to submit for evidence
here we go.
that if anything, them inviting him out to meet Miyamoto is because I've seen this man play those goddamn games so often, and they for hours on end. They were I think we kind of owe it to him at this point.
Just let him meet Miyamoto.
Oh my god! How many hours does he play a day? No, let's just, before he dies, let's just make this happen. This
is really kind of why that guy's argument just doesn't hold any water. How long have you been a fanboy of that guy? How many Nintendo games have you played? I think your opinion on Nintendo is fairly well established at this point.
Yeah.
There's a body of evidence, and I have to say, someone like that, especially if they're a professional, is often the most critical. Why do you think I rag on Blizzard as much as I do? Because I have a lot of respect for them.
Oh yeah. That's when there's something wrong in a Nintendo product, it drives me crazy, and it's because you care so much, and that's the thing, is that you expect a certain quality of standard from the games that you play. Jesse, I can't believe how many times I've heard you go crazy about Here's the Storm, and you love that game, you love the community, but the matchmaking and and
it's
broken heroes.
You love it, so you're critical of it because you want it to be better. And Jesse's at Blizzard Studios like every other week. Huh?
Yeah, it's one of those things where they like. I love how people give TB and I shit like Blizzard sellouts. Like, guys, like we were doing Blizzard before there was a YouTube to show that we love Blizzard. Like,
I ran a fucking radio station about World of Warcraft. You don't think I might be a bit enthusiastic about Blizzard? Like,
yeah, it's a core from people are like, Overwatch sellouts. Like,
I wear it on my sleeve.
Fundamentally, in my core of a being, I'm like, a new Blizzard game? Oh my god! Like that's
we can't suddenly turn that off. We know when we did that shit back in 2004, 2005, there wasn't even a YouTube to sell out on.
Yeah.
We can't eliminate that aspect of our personality. It's there. So the only thing we can do is to properly moderate and properly disclose that fact. And often we're overly critical of Blizzard to compensate for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been criticizing Blizzard for over a decade. For fuck's sake. Come on, I think that's
Blue Please. How do people not remember that? Blue Please was like the very first.
It was 2 hours of shitting on Blizzard every week on Friday nights.
2004, man. That was like back in the day.
Oh my god, old school.
Yeah. I sat in my room with my shitty mic and my shitty setup, shouting at Blizzard for 2 hours on a Friday night every single week for 5 fucking years. That is not a part of your life you can suddenly erase and become Mr. I'm completely unbiased again. That can never happen. We're not robots. We can't delete our memories.
It's just, I mean, that's the thing. I'm still gonna love Blizzard games no matter what. It's just
who
I am.
People are just gonna have to deal with that fact that when I look at a Blizzard game, it's gonna be through a certain lens, and I'm not gonna hide what that lens is. And if you don't want to see that lens, don't watch my fucking video. Yeah. Anyway, so actually, it's about ethics in YouTube, as you found out. You want?
Just let it die.
Nope, never gonna end. I'm running this meme into the ground.
Someday it's gonna be the perfect opening for that goof, and no one's gonna say it. It's gonna be amazing.
Never gonna happen. It's too fucking funny.
All right, you motherfucker. Give me that releases list.
All right. Let me get that release list for you. Okay, where is it? Chris,
still got a burrito to finish. Damn, let's do this.
Damn, fuck.
Damn, I got this burrito on my
3
desk.
pounds of meat and fucking rice. All right.
I'm not as unprofessional as Dodger and just ate it while we were talking.
Yeah, I want everyone to notice. I stopped eating it and put it on my desk so that we could have a conversation. Dodger's like,
I had that thing
shit.
the entire time.
We
guys.
Shit, we forgot a section of the show. We haven't talked about Overwatch for 20 minutes.
Nope.
All right, okay, releases. Here we go.
All right. March 8th, a.k.a. today, we have Tom Clancy's The Division, which we have already talked about. We
British
have
queuing simulator.
We have Kelvin and the Infamous Machine.
It's a humorous point and click, apparently.
Interesting.
And Shardlight.
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 It has a very green logo. I'll give it that. It's a post-apocalyptic adventure game from the people that bought you, publisher anyway, that brought you Primordia and Gemini Rue. Yeah, it's one of those. I love the pixel art style of these games. It's the old DOS style as opposed to this 8-bit or 16-bit. I love it. It's beautiful. So yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic point and click.
All right. And Repeat. Repete.
It's a platformer puzzler, but it's got a cool concept where like you create a copy of yourself, and that's how you get through puzzles. I don't know. It's kind of neat.
All right.
Prestige the game.
Yes.
Seems a bit like a sort of Super Time Force, but more of a platformer than an action game.
I really did. Sorry, guys.
On March 9th, we have a game called Jump Tanks.
Yeah, it's currently in early access. It's actually out. You can play it right now. It is a 5v5 tank shooter from the future. Next.
On March 10th, we have The Guest.
Not the 7th guest.
No, just the guest. The one guest.
Just one.
Gloomy adventure.
The first guest. Yes, a gloomy adventure for the enigmas. Wrapped in mysteries, wrapped in lies.
Enigma. Yeah. Edward Nigma.
Next.
The Riddler. Order of Battle, U.S. Marines.
There's a lot of Order of Battle games. That's a DLC for Order of Battle Pacific. It is a war game. Next.
Next is called Moon Hunters.
I mean, it's right there. That can't take too long. It's fucking there. Huh, this actually looks interesting. Play along with friends, a co-op personality test RPG about exploring an ancient occult world that's different every time. How will you be remembered? This looks kind of neat.
That's kind of cool.
Interesting.
All right.
Yes.
We got another fucking Panzer game. Panzer Models Tank Dating Simulator.
Oh, it's the tank dating
that
simulator.
fucking one.
Yeah. Are you doing this one, or are you?
The description is so good.
Is
the
this
first tank dating
too bullshitty
simulator
for
to
you?
deliver a thoughtful look at tanks and the men who date them.
Oh,
Can't wait to date
no.
some tanks, y'all. Get ready.
The fucking dialogue. How do you like my amphibious attachments, Senpai? Says Tiger One.
Yes. Oh my god.
Tiger One's a bit thick. By the looks of it.
The T-34 with arms crossed says, "It's not like I invaded Crimea or anything, baka."
Baka. The Panzer IV. Sorry, I'm late today, Senpai. I forgot my armored skirt. I was like, what?
I love it. I
I
love
sexually
it.
identify as a Panzer IV. Next.
Next up is called Upwards Lonely Robot.
I've been seeing a
Upwards.
lot about this game. I just don't know what it is yet.
Let's find out. It's simple to play, difficult to master, like apparently fucking everything. That isn't helpful at all. It seems like you go up a tower. There's literally no other information about it. I'm looking at the teaser right now. Maybe that'll help. Nope, I am still clueless.
An intriguing,
Yeah,
cryptic
I've
story
looked
to
at
bring you a gaming experience unlike any other.
That is not a helpful piece of marketing spiel.
Neither are the screen caps of this game. They don't tell you anything.
No, they don't. Next.
Next up is called Love is Blind Mutants.
Of course.
Is this also a dating simulator?
Oh yeah, Love is Blind was amazing. So Love is Blind Mutants is going to be amazing.
I
I'm
think Steam
positive.
just went down, actually. Oh, no, it's back up. There we go.
Love is Blind Mutants. Oh, I see it.
It's a stealth game. Somehow.
What?
Relies on the character's mutant powers in order to overcome obstacles such as guards and blocked pathways. Low poly, PlayStation style of graphics.
God damn
Sure.
it.
All right.
Not a dating sim. That's
Not
all.
a dating sim.
Disappointed.
Highly
Oh, you know what I
disappointed.
was thinking of is Love at First Sight.
Yes,
is
not
what
the
I was
same.
thinking of.
Not the same at all.
Different game. Next up is called Kona, like Kona Coffee. Kona.
I don't know what Kona coffee is.
That's okay.
Kona.
It's delicious.
It's Japanese canned coffee.
Some sort of exploration game that's in early access by the looks of it.
Okay. All right. Well, next is the Secret Order 3 Ancient Times.
Ooh.
Story-driven, suspenseful narrative.
This
Can
game
I
came
can I
out
make
a while ago.
can I use my powers?
Sure.
Is this a big fish game or a? It is! Yay!
Yeah.
It's a hidden object game. My powers. They're
Sunward
real.
Games, publisher by Artifex Mundi.
Yep, it's not a big fish, but it is a hidden object game, so my powers are still working. Excellent, good.
Next up is called Caravanserai or Caravanserai.
Yep.
Sorry. Said it
That's
wrong.
an interesting name. An arcade-ish trading game. Buy, set a price, and sell. Sounds simple, but it'll take you some skill and the right price. Yeah, okay.
Great. March 11th, we have Death Smiles.
Bullet hell with sexy Asian
Oh, Death
girls.
Smiles? Yeah, I've heard of that.
Cool. Super Bullet Hell. Next up is Hitman.
Yeah, the first bit
Hitman-
of it.
Yeah, the Hitman episode 1 is what it should be called, but that's fine.
Yes, yeah, $15 to buy it on the ground floor. I don't know if I like this business model, but we'll see. It's the prologue pack.
Great. Next up is called Astro Loco Worst Contact.
Worst contact.
Point and click with humor.
Another
Great.
one. Yeah. Next.
Next up is called Ares Omega.
Why do I know that? I don't know. Top-down roguelike shooter. You're in a mech. You're fighting a robot rebellion.
Okay.
All right.
Next is Alekine's Gun.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
$4 gets you something at the height of the Civil War. It seems to you're a Russian assassin. It's $4. What's wrong with this then? Yeah, it's got 11 levels. It's a kind of stealth assassin game. It actually looks pretty good. Oh no, that Steam got it wrong. It's actually $35. When I first searched it, it came up as $4. I'm like, wait, what? That
Weird.
seems way too low. All right, never
All
mind.
right. Next is called Sharf. SHARF.
It is advertised as a 10-minute game
Great.
that tells a different story. Everyone's going to understand the game differently. Explore a small atmospheric world. The forest is quiet. There are no monsters. There's only a girl named Christina and your thoughts.
Oh,
Well, that
goodness.
sounds like a great waste of my time. Next.
Next up is called From Earth.
From Earth. It is
From Earth.
a single-player sci-fi game. It's a mod, actually, for Half-Life 2. You can fight or try to find a way to communicate with the alien species. So that'll be free.
Alrighty. Next up is called Infinity Wings, Scout and Grunt.
So you're either a scout and grunt, and you're flying through space shooting stuff, side scrolling. through
Yeah,
it.
it's a side scroller. The art style is hideous. I'm not a fan of it.
Alright. Next up is called Square's Root.
Ah, very clever.
Boo.
It's an addictive new game of pathfinding and weed whacking. And you're a block.
Great. Next up is called Mysterious Castle.
It's a very generic name of a game.
A classical room escape game reimagined in a 3D world full of locked chests, hidden doors, and mind-boggling puzzles.
Ooh, that sounds fun. The next game is called Magic Potion Explorer.
So you wish to be able to easily stock up on potion ingredients, eh? The morning
Oh
after
my
hearing
God.
these words, a dungeon had appeared beneath the potion store. Furious that someone had dug a dungeon in the shop without her permission, Pastel begins her underground investigation. What a cool
Potion
fucking
seller.
concept.
Potion seller.
Potion
Wow.
Seller.
Potion
Everybody
seller.
as strong as his
Potion
potion.
seller.
My potions are too strong for you, traveler.
Potion seller. There's
This-
a dungeon in your shop.
In your shop.
The dungeon is too large for your shop. I create only the largest dungeons.
Oh my gosh. The
You're
next game.
a fiend, potion seller.
The next game is called Beyond Dimensions.
This game looks a little. It's. I don't know.
I don't know what this.
I don't know what it is. There was a video, but it was taken down. It's like a top-down RPG, like rogue crawler, but
Yeah, interesting aesthetic, randomized spells, evolution levels, stories, multiple endings, game modes. It looks interesting, yeah. It's very much like we're going to take every trope mechanic from existing roguelite.
yeah, it just
but-
seemed like they put a lot into one pot and mixed it together.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of what roguelites are doing right now. It's like, let's take the mechanics that work, mix them up a bit, and, give it a different theme, and see if... We want to be the next Isaac, essentially. Which a lot of these games are not actually managing, but
On March 12th, we have case number 8.
Case number 8. It is... You are a prisoner in an underground prison. It's a puzzle-solving, first-person, sci-fi themed thing.
All right. And on March 14th, we have HTOL #NIQ, The Firefly Diary.
That
Please.
is literally the
That
name
is
of it.
a
It's not a joke. Yeah,
Dumb
that is-
name. But it's by Nipponichi, so that's their fault. It's a sort of side-scrolling Nipponichi
damn.
action RPG by the looks of it.
It's got a little cute girl. And she's getting chased by monsters and shit.
Oops.
And that would be
And that's
right?
it.
Yep, that's it. Cool. That pretty much
Hey.
wraps us up for the show, folks. Thank you very much for watching. But before we go, we would absolutely love for you to go and watch our stuff on YouTube. Otherwise, we might have to sell out to Chrono.gg.
Sell up.
Yeah, we're selling up with like trading up to Chrono.gg. We're gonna start selling some video games. Mr. Gerard, outside of the Deadpool video, what else you got coming up? What's going on?
Well, let's see. I'm taking a break. I mean, I'm still making stuff. This week I got Sly Cooper for the PS3/PS2. Uncharted 2. I'm finally reviewing Undertale next week.
Oh
and that's-
wow, okay, that'll be interesting.
Dang.
Yeah, I've only done one playthrough, so I've got two more to go. That'll be happening sometime this week. That's really all that's there. I'm doing a Let's Play. My Let's Play channel still doing its thing. If you guys, the big thing I need to promote, which I'm working on, is my boy band album, Big Bad Bosses. It's me, Nate Wants to Battle, Satchel Drakes, and Alex Fossiani teamed up with Jay Kaufman, who did the music from Shovel Knight and Double Dragon Neon.
Great guy.
We created a original video game villain boy band album, and it's awesome. We parody NSYNC, we parody Michael Jackson, all original music. It's $10. You can get it on iTunes, Bandcamp, all over the place. It's one of the best passion projects I've ever done. It's like my first thing that's not video game oriented in terms of like reviewing stuff. So if you like music, give us a chance. I guarantee you'll like it. We have a music video out there for you to see. And that's basically it. Other than that, it's a game a week with me, as always.
Cool. Jesse, what's coming to the channel this week?
Yo, come watch Oxenfree. Come experience that game with me, because I imagine it will be crazy. So we just started that yesterday, and we'll continue it throughout the week. If you're in Austin, if you're at South by Southwest this weekend, I'll be there for like a day, for one whole day. But if you're there, I will tweet, and so just follow me on the Twitter at Jesse Cox, and you'll see where I'm at. Most likely, I'm going to sneak away from business stuff to go to the Mr. Robot area. Oh my God, the Mr. Robot area, they built a boardwalk, and as a carnival, and you can go and like play retro games and crazy shit and like hack the world. So
do go get some barbecue as well while you're there. It is the food
Yes.
truck capital of the world for a reason. It's very, very good.
So I will be there for like all day Friday, and that's literally it. So
Cool.
See you there.
Dodger.
Literally just put up a news episode. I wasn't able to do one over the weekend because we were filming Geekenders, but that is up if you would like to go and watch that. We have a new series that's going to be starting, which I'm very excited about. And as always, I've been doing lots of streaming, twitch.tv/dexteritybonus. If you want to follow me on social medias, at dexbonus, DEXBONUS. And be safe out there.
Yeah, be safe.
Yes.
Hey, guys, be safe.
It's a dangerous world.
That's right. I'm going to be doing Final Fantasy XIV stream right after this with my cousin, as well as Manga Pod tonight reading Real for March Madness month. It's an awesome manga by the guy who made Vagabond, and it's about disabled basketball players, and it's fantastic.
Duger, you're back playing 14 again?
Oh, yeah.
I literally was the only... We had this YouTuber guild and everyone, free company, everyone left, and I was the only one. And I come on, and everyone's like, "Senpai, please tell Duger to come back." Every time. It was
I've been playing every week. Yeah.
Good to know, because I'll start playing again too.
Cool.
Teebs.
Yeah.
Teebs. Hey, Teebs.
I was going to do my Division port report. I think my voice is going, so I might have to wait. But yeah, Division performance report definitely coming. I don't know if I'll even do another video on Division outside of that, because literally my opinions of the game are exactly the same as they were in the beta at the stage, so it would actually be a complete waste of everybody's time. But there are definitely other games to look at over the course of the week. We are currently... I don't want to promise it, because I know what will happen if it doesn't happen, but I will say that we are currently in the planning stages of investigating the feasibility of the wrestling RPG show. We are currently reading up on that.
Garbage Man's ready.
I thought the Red Cox would be making a
Look, whatever you want. I got it.
We are definitely thinking about. We discovered that there was a pen and paper wrestling RPG, which is based basically around the business of creating a wrestling show, not actual wrestling, and we really want to make it. We don't know how practical it's going to be. We are doing feasibility studies on it right now. So I do not promise a damn thing, but I will say that we are looking into it and we haven't forgotten. Outside of that, there'll probably be streams this week. I'm not looking at Black Desert. Fuck that. I don't look at MMOs. You kidding me? And I'm still working on that Marvel Heroes video. Eventually, I'll fucking finish it. And there will most likely be Secret Sunday on Sunday, I think. I don't think there's any reason not to, so hopefully Dodger and Stripman will actually show up for once. That'll be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, get called out!
Yeah, get called out!
Yeah, you're fucking real life shit. God, how dare you let real life get in the way of a good Hitler? Jesus.
Thank you for acknowledging that I was good.
Yeah, fuck you. You're a double arsehole is what you are.
But some guy figured out that being Hitler 3 times out of 4, like the percentage is so freaking low. They're like, it's not even possible.
Yeah, it's very unlikely, but it is definitely happening, no doubt. Well, also I'd like to announce that we will be at PAX East, and the co-optional panel is booked. We have a date, we have a time. I believe it's on Saturday. It's going to be in the Dragonfly Theater, which I believe has a 750 capacity. which should be good. I don't know. We filled more than that, but that's a decent number.
Here's the thing. I want it to be filled. I want there to be people. Look, I've seen the Markiplier panels, and I see girls crying outside when they can't get in. I want that for our panel.
That's never going to happen.
I want
you know
women
that.
crying because they can't get into our panel. I want it. I want that tears. Like, I just want to.
Should do like the one Dragon Con where we had literally 50 people. Like it.
Yes,
that's why we couldn't fit people
tiny.
in. It's like literally 90% of the audience was turned away. That was terrible. That was terrible.
People sat outside watching like someone live stream it from inside the room.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, when we came out, they had like their phones out watching the stream.
It was so
and I was
sad.
like,
We were really pissed about that.
Yeah. So
yeah, but we were doing it. I believe Saturday is the time. I think, if I recall correctly, unless they change that. Dragonfly Theatre, PAX East. We will be live. That will be streamed. That theatre is linked up to live streaming, so you will be able to watch that on Twitch live, and hopefully, assuming they don't fuck me on the rights, I should be able to put that up on YouTube as well. So that will absolutely be on one of the official PAX channels. We have been specifically told that we have access to that, and.
Word.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, honestly. I don't believe there's anything else to talk about other than I'm going to WrestleMania. Woo!
woo!
Yay!
I got floor seats. Woo! That was weird. That happened in the last 12 hours. Pretty fucking happy about that, but never mind. It'll probably suck. I got the worst WrestleMania of all time, knowing me. Be just my fucking luck. All right, you've been watching the Cross Show Podcast. Thank you very much for watching. And, of course, big thanks to our sponsor this week, Crunchyroll.com/TotalBiscuit. Go there for your free trial. Unlimited anime.
Do it.
The best kind of anime. Go watch Destroy All Monsters, even if you don't like that. We're done. Thank you very much. Bye. Goodbye.
Live!
No.